What's good, my peopleizations? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody, my peopleizations? Smash the like button. Wipe your feet as you come inside. So, we got some interesting news. As two-division world champion, retired, Hall of Famer now, former pound-for-pound king, superstar, boxer, Andre S.O.G. Ward could be making a ring return. And he waiting for that phone call from four-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Would Canelo Alvarez dare to be great? Challenge Andre Ward. I mean, he challenged the smaller Floyd Mayweather, who was 37 years of age. He pushed for the fight with Floyd Mayweather, who was 37 years of age. Is he willing to push for a fight against Andre Ward? I mean, Andre Ward is the same size as Caleb Plant. I mean, Andre Ward is the same size as, he's smaller than Sergey Kovalev. Roger _909. Why you don't like Canelo Alvarez so much? When did I say that? Roger, don't time out anybody today. Don't block anybody today. Please, I got this. Again, my peopleizations. Don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Let's go right into this. Roger _909. What did I say that said I didn't like Canelo Alvarez? Now tell the people, tell these 500 people that we have here, what did I just say that said I didn't like Canelo Alvarez? Go ahead and tell us. What did I just say that you said why I don't like Canelo Alvarez? What did I just say? I just said that he's a four-division world champion. He's a superstar boxer. He's top 3 pound-for-pound fighters in the world. So what did I just say that say that I didn't like him? Go ahead. Now tell us. Don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Don't do anything. We got this. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell us, Roger. What happened? Come on, Roger _909. Tell us. What did I just say that you said why I don't like Canelo Alvarez? What did I just say? Go ahead. Come on, Roger. Tell us. Smash the like button, people. We got 600 people. Let's get 600 likes. People, listen. I'm going to ask y'all again. Do not time anybody out. If we can't do this, then I'm going to have to remove all the wrenches. I don't want to do that. So I'm asking y'all, when I ask y'all, don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Don't do any of those things. Respect that for me. Don't do it. Smash the like button. Get the likes all the way up. We got 600 people. We should have 600 likes. Smash the like button. Let's work. Come on, people. Don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Don't do none of that. I don't want to do that, man. Come on. Jafari Caesar, my brother in the super chat, he said he's saying that because you putting him to fight Andre Ward. Facts. So that's what I'm saying, right, Jafari Caesar? So my thing is this, right? How could I possibly be saying anything that says I dislike Canelo Alvarez? Who said get to the point? Where you go? Where you go? Michael Espino. Here, now you sit down and watch. Don't tell me to get to the point. Get to the point. So, as I was stating, We got 657 people. Let's get 657 likes. Smash the like button. So now, right? All of a sudden, now I don't like Canelo Alvarez because I'm saying that he should fight Andre Ward. Why? Why? Because I'm saying that you called out Floyd Mayweather, who's 5'8" and is a lifetime welterweight and down fighter. You pursued that fight. So I'm saying, are you going to pursue the fight with Andre Ward? Call out Andre Ward, right? Andre Ward is the same size as Caleb Plant. So we can't say size. Andre Ward competed at 168 and 175. So we can't say size is the factor. It's skill. Tiana Scott, peace and blessings. Queen, how you doing today? We got 750 people. Let's get the likes all the way up. So support the channel, support the grind. Smash the like button. Von D Gamer said Ward not making 168. You don't know who Andre Ward is. If anybody could come in and say Andre Ward can't make 168, then you don't know boxing and you don't know Andre Ward. How could Andre Ward is nothing short of Floyd Mayweather? You don't think Floyd Mayweather could make 147 right now? Do you see Andre Ward right now? Have you ever seen Andre Ward in person? Has anybody, you ever seen Andre Ward in person? You're right. He can't make 168 because he got to probably gain weight to get to 168 right now. He probably got to he gained weight that makes 165. He could still make 168. He's not a 675 pounder. Andre Ward has to gain weight to make 75. He's nothing short of Floyd Mayweather, people. He don't have the personality Floyd Mayweather have outside of the sport. So his star power hasn't reached the level of Floyd Mayweather, but his approach to the sport of boxing is nothing short of Floyd Mayweather. Please believe it. I seen Andre Ward. When's the last time I seen Andre Ward in person? Might have been right after the Deontay Wilder fight with Tyson Fury. Might have been right there. Man, this dude is probably 165. 175. I'm exaggerating, 165. He probably 175 walking around. 180 at best. At best. Andre Ward stays in shape. He retired because of injuries. He didn't retire because of the lack of love for the sport or that he can't make weight. Andre Ward is the same size as Caleb Plant, people. See, they'll have you believe that he's enormous when you think of Andre Ward and Canelo Alvarez, right? He's enormous when you put them together. No, he's not enormous. He's smaller, obviously, than Sergey Kovalev, and Canelo beat Sergey Kovalev, right? He's smaller than Sergey Kovalev, and Canelo Alvarez beat Sergey Kovalev, right? Mark Darnell, my brother in the super chat. Andre is a masterclass fighter, gold medalist, hasn't lost to a fight since he was 12. He was pound for pound king before he retired. He avoided the most. Yeah, so here's the thing. Andre Ward, Tunnel Vision said Andre Ward isn't coming out of retirement. Okay, and so when he does, what are you going to come back and say? Because, see, here's the thing. If ESPN was reporting this, you would be saying, oh, Andre Ward is coming back. He's waiting for the right moment to come back. He's waiting for the right moment. He wants the Floyd Mayweather fight. Did you not hear what Andre Berto said? Did you not hear what Timothy Bradley said? How many people are that much closer to Andre Ward? What you think? Andre Ward just started training. He's already training. You think it was a coincidence that Andre Ward had training videos surface? He's been training. He never stopped. You think the videos you saw miraculously just surfaced accidentally? You think Andre Berto say Andre Ward got something brewing? You think Timothy Bradley said, I know this? What did Timothy Bradley say? I know this. If the phone call is made, we gonna get the fight. Oh, but I thought he ain't coming back. So that means it's already brewing. When you heard Andre Berto say, well, there's something brewing there. I know more than, but there's definitely something brewing there. So what do you mean? These are two of the closest people to him. Y'all can't never read between the lines. It gotta be cut and dry. The Jessica Burton, piece of blessings, queen. It gotta be cut and dry. If it's not cut and dry and ESPN didn't report it, well, it ain't true. Roger _ 909. So you think he's going to come back and beat Canelo just like that easy? You're hoping it don't happen that way. But you never even answered my point. You hope it don't play out that way. See, subconsciously, you saying, I don't want to see Canelo Alvarez fight Andre Ward. See, I love it. I love it. Because it lets me know. It lets me know where you stand. It lets me know. Because, see, when Andre Ward was active, I didn't see none of this. When he was active, you didn't even hear Canelo Alvarez talking about 168, 175 when he was active. Oh, now Andre Ward, he said, okay, now that boy, he campaigning. What did Andre Ward say about Sergey Kovalev? I'm not going to come to your backyard and not knock on your door. Uh-oh. Now Canelo Alvarez done entered his backyard. Let's see if he knock at his door. He beat Sergey Kovalev. Y'all didn't mind when he beat Sergey Kovalev. My brother L Dub Boxing, Lawrence Williams in the building. Go subscribe to my brother L Dub Boxing. He beat Sergey Kovalev, right? Y'all didn't mind that. Sergey Kovalev wasn't the same guy, right? He just beat Caleb Smith, who was 6'3" with a 77-inch arm reach. Big guy. Dare to be great. Quincy Carter, my brother in the super chat. Love Andre, but he lost that first Kovalev fight. No, I don't believe so. Why? Because of the knockdown? Because you saw him get knocked down? You thought he lost the fight? Huh? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. As soon as a real challenge presents itself, right? Now, y'all like, Roger _ 909. What is Canelo going to get from fighting Andre Ward? What do you mean? He never lost. What did he get from fighting Sergey Kovalev, who Andre Ward beat twice and stopped in the last fight? What do you mean? What is he going to get from fighting him? What did he get from fighting the 37-year-old Floyd Mayweather who didn't have a belt? Please explain that. What's the difference between Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward right now? Floyd Mayweather didn't have a belt. He came up to 52. He didn't have a belt. He's 37 years old. He was undefeated. What did he have? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The possibility of a real challenge that stepped on the scene. And I'm seeing a lot of sweat over the eyebrows. I'm not seeing the same confidence. This man been retired for 3-4 years, and I'm not seeing the same confidence. I'm not seeing the same confidence. Joe G. Valdez said it's no challenge. Okay, so it should be easy to make then, right? So Joe G. Valdez, then you want to see it, right? EJ88, brother in Super Chat, Canelo a good fighter, but I got Ward coming out of retirement and beating him. Too skilled. Canelo ain't making that call. He knows. And see, the fans are already, in flight mode. They're already in flight mode. They're already telling you, what does Andre Ward bring to the table? Kenyon left Lofton. Let me ask you a question, Kenyon Lofton. You said, what is your source? When ESPN report news, do you call them, pick up the phone and say, what is your source? Have you ever done that? Yes or no? Amazing, right? So my source is this. Common sense. So two of the closest people to him, Timothy Bradley and Andre Berto, are two of the closest people to him. You see the photos of him training, and Timothy Bradley told you, he knows for sure if the call is made, Andre Ward is going to take it at the drop of a dime. Andre Berto, shout out to my brother Fred, Barbershop Conversations, he just reiterated similar to the same thing, that he knows there's something brewing over there. He knows a lot, but he can't say. That's what he said. Mark Darnell, my brother in the super chat, Canelo has not faced skills like this since Floyd Mayweather. That's a fact. Francisco, goodbye. Enjoy yourself on vacation. Can't help themselves. Can't help themselves. Mr. Cool Guy, my brother in the super chat. Salute to the good brother, Blue Blood. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Yes, sir. Smash that like button, my peoples. But that's my thing, Kenyon Lofton. How come we always come here where you guys can communicate and say, what's your source? But if you hear it on ESPN, you don't say, what is their source of reference, right? You take it for their word, and they're not even always right. The weight don't matter because Canelo campaigns at 68 and 75, right? My brother CB Sports TV, Carl Burrell in the building. Ward schools Canelo, then stops him late. I believe so. He definitely going to take him to school, and this is why they're not happy with it. They don't want this to come to fruition. Trey Boy 89, what's going on? Drew Titan, my brother in the building, the super chat. Go subscribe to my brother Drew Titan. Drew dropped the link. He said to Canelo fans, if he beats everyone, why not tell him to retire instead of justifying him taking easy fights? Exactly. Why are we saying, what does Andre Ward bring to Andre Ward is a Hall of Famer that never lost. What do you mean? He's an Olympic gold medalist that hasn't lost since he was 12 years old. He never lost in a professional ranking. What do you mean? What do he bring to the table? Floyd Mayweather was retired for 2 years, came back, then retired for another 2 years, then came back. So what do you mean? Right now, I saw all Canelo Alvarez fans calling to see Canelo Alvarez face off against Floyd Mayweather. Oh, if he's going to come out of retirement, he should fight real fighters. Canelo will beat him right now. This man is 44 years old. Y'all call for that fight. If Floyd Mayweather say he'll fight Canelo right now, all of y'all be jumping for joy to make that fight happen ASAP. So now Andre Ward is a possibility. Now all of a sudden, what do we get out of beating a Hall of Famer that never lost? And it's only 37, but you'll approve of him fighting a 44-year-old Floyd Mayweather. Come on. Full of Hunger Boxing. What's going on? My brother in the super chat dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Blue, what's good, my brother? Not sure if this is just a rumor, but I'm hearing Manny might pull out a Spence fight because of don't listen to that. Please, great brother. Please. Please, don't listen to that. Von D Gaming, my brother in the super chat. You think Ward takes a tune-up Blue first? Don't need it. He don't need it. Y'all, let me tell you, Andre Ward is a genius in the boxing ring. He is a genius in the boxing ring. He's a genius. Now, maybe he do knock off a little bit of rust. Maybe get his timing back. Knock off a little bit of rust, find his way around the ring. Probably so. I wouldn't be appalled to him having a tune-up fight. Absolutely not. Have one. Have at it. Make sure you 1,000%. He had injuries that he have to make sure is good. So, yeah, I'm not opposed to it. Absolutely not. Machiavelli Mafia, my brother in the super chat. Seems like y'all only want Canelo to fight greats like Floyd because he has a size advantage. SOG going to beat the cinnamon sugar out of Canelo. And see, so that's the thing. Everybody approves of it when it's Floyd Mayweather because you feel like he has an advantage. That's why. That's why. But when it comes to Andre Ward, oh, you don't feel like he got the same advantage. Now it's all what do he bring to the table? He's not, he's been out of retirement, he's this, he's that. But when it's 44-year-old Floyd Mayweather, you'll approve of it. If you too, my brother in the super chat, Andre Ward is the best boxer of the 21st century, in my opinion. Canelo should want that fight, win or lose. His legacy isn't respected enough, especially ESPN. Thank you. If he fights Andre Ward, do you know what he gets? He fights and beats Andre Ward? Juan Gonzalez. Yeah, exactly. And you here to watch it. Amazing. Amazing. And you here to watch it. Oh man. Can't make it up. Mensa HK, Canelo could stop Andre Ward. Okay, let's see it. Sports Guy 17, my brother in the super chat. Canelo fans think Floyd's still in his prime. LOL. No, they know he's not in his prime. They would just be satisfied with him beating Canelo Alvarez. I mean, him beating Floyd Mayweather. That's all. Y'all okay with him fighting Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, coming up in weight? Why not Andre Ward? Caesar 313. Who said Andre Ward coming back? Me. Me. Aiden Hernandez. Ward lost to Kovalev first fight. And Canelo Alvarez lost to 37-year-old Floyd Mayweather. Then he lost to Erislandy Lara, and he arguably lost both fights to Triple G. So what you told me? Why are you telling me that? Huh? Do you say the same thing about Canelo Alvarez? No, right? Since we want to talk about hypothetically, oh, he lost to Kovalev first fight. Okay. Canelo lost to Floyd Mayweather every single round. Then he lost to Erislandy Lara, and he lost to Triple G twice. So what about that? Mark Darnell, my brother in Super Chat, folks, go to watch the Ward Super 6 tournament, please. Come on with it. I can do this all day. That boy Narudi in the Super Chat. They want Canelo to fight an old Floyd because they want money made to lose. Facts. And guess what? If Canelo beat Floyd Mayweather right now, they will be acting like he beat Floyd Mayweather in his prime. Everybody here, right? Right? Salute my brother Galvatron. Right? Everybody here. He said, wifey did a thing with the salmon. Yeah. So, everybody here, see Hurst, what's going on? Everybody here would be saying, oh, he beat Floyd. Everybody that's saying, Ward don't got to stay retired, Jay Cooley. Don't underestimate him. Don't do it. Don't do it. Andre Ward is an all-time great. He's underrated. Andre Ward is underrated. He's underrated. Underrated. So now, call out. I want Canelo and your fans to call out Andre Ward. He's ready. Truth hurt bad. What's going on? I am Lori Baby. Peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing today? Call out Andre Ward. He's ready. Aiden Hernandez. He said he's going to get retired again. Okay, so let's see it. Make sure you come back. The fight gets made. Make sure you come back. And make sure you make yourself visible. And don't have no excuses of, oh, Canelo was too small. And Make sure you come back. Make sure you come back. The fight gets made. Make yourself visible ASAP and say, hey, it is what it is. Mr. Mont, my brother in Super Chat, one of Ward's gifts that's similar to Floyd is he's a master at taking away another fighter's weapon and beating them at their own game. That's a fact. That's a fact. Thus the reason why all of these fans here, right, that are defending Canelo, they know what it is. See, you like your chances against Caleb Plant. You like your chances against Sergey Kovalev that was already knocked out twice, was outboxed by Andre Ward the first time. You like your chances against that man, right? This is a huge fight. Huge. What fight is Canelo Alvarez in right now or in the past outside of that man named Floyd Mayweather, not even Triple G, that's bigger than him fighting Andre Ward? What fight? What fight? What fight? What fight? And we can't say he's too big, right? We can't say he's too big. Andre Ward is smaller than Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs in stature is actually bigger than Andre Ward. At the very least, same size. And that's what everybody is happy about, that he goes up and he beats these much bigger guys, and he's a 4-division world champion, and he beat Sergey Kovalev. So let's make it happen. Y'all should want to see this fight. You should be calling for this. You should be saying, okay, if this is a possibility, and Andre Ward, all he needs is a phone call from Canelo, y'all should be saying, Canelo, make the caller Andre Ward, because there ain't no bigger fight. Black Wall Street, my brother in Super Chat, easy fight for Canelo. He should offer him like $20K to help Ward out a bit. That man pocket's hurting. That would be a great body to add to his resume. You don't believe that. You don't believe that. First of all, Andre Ward don't live a lifestyle that he would be losing money. That's first and foremost. You don't even see his lifestyle. So he lives a lifestyle something similar to Deontay Wilder. You don't see his lifestyle. And you see him on network TV making money that people make a full living on network TV without ever stepping in the boxing ring. Such guys like Max Kellerman, guys like Jim Lampley, they made a living, a great living for themselves on network TV that Andre Ward is doing after he's retired from making millions upon millions of dollars in the sport of boxing. So he don't live a lifestyle. What lifestyle? Do you see Andre Ward with $500,000 chains on? Do you see Andre Ward with $500,000 watches and nearly $1 million watches? Do you see Andre Ward driving around in Lamborghinis and Bentleys and Dubai, Bugattis? And do you see that? Do you see Andre Ward at the club wasting money? Huh? So what would lead you to believe that he needs money? Stop it. What would possess you to lead you to believe that Andre Ward needs money? It's called competition. He would not have retired to begin with if it wasn't for the injury. Injuries stopped him from continuing on his career after the Sergey Kovalev fight. Not money. I am Lori Baby. Peace and blessings to the queen in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Oh, she said, why is Ward coming out of retirement? What does he want to prove? Like, why? Boxing is my first love, but the sport is becoming messy. Shaking my head. I hope Ward kicked Canelo low key, though. LOL. I'm going to tell you why, Queen. Andre Ward, the itch is still there because he didn't retire on his own merit. He retired because of injuries, right? He had knee injuries, shoulder injuries. He had injuries. He didn't want to. He retired early at 33 years old. He was Terrence Crawford. Okay, let me give y'all an example. He was Terrence Crawford. Right now, he was 33. Although he has accomplished, I don't want to say more than Terrence Crawford, because Terrence Crawford is a 3-division champion, but he fought better opposition than Terrence Crawford. He proved more than Terrence Crawford, but he was 33 years old, the pound for pound king, on his way to being a pay-per-view king, and injuries derailed his career. That's why the itch is still there. And remember, he was on his way to these legacy fights, these big legacy fights, and look what happened. Injuries said hello. Oh man, y'all don't understand who Andre Ward is, man. I'm seeing y'all saying y'all concerned for Andre Ward. Man, out of sight, out of mind, I guess. Vertigo, CLN, my brother in the super chat. Much love to you, great brother. Ronaldo Mota said, who is Andre Ward? Clearly, you're just a fan of Canelo Alvarez. You know nothing about the sport of boxing. You know nothing about the sport of boxing. You're going to ask me who Andre Ward is. See, be a fan of the sport of boxing first and a fan of fighters later. Works out better for you. It works out better for you. Hey, man, listen. Y'all don't get it, huh? When you have an Andre Ward, a Floyd Mayweather, do you think that they would ever put themselves in a position if they couldn't physically, weren't capable of competing at the highest level? Do you think Andre Ward stopped training? No. KQKC Boxing Network, my brother. Go subscribe to my brother KQKC Boxing Network. Y'all can bet against Andre Ward. The man lost. The last time he lost was when he was 12. 32-0, 16 wins by way of knockout. 6 feet tall, 74-inch arm reach. He the same size as Jermell Charlo at 154. I'm going to say it again. He the same size as Jermell Charlo at 154. He's actually the same size, slightly shorter than Jermall Charlo at 6'1" with a 74-inch arm reach. Y'all should be pulling for this, calling for this. If there's any inkling of the possibility of this happening, this is a super fight in the sport of boxing. Christopher Schaefer, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Salute, Blue. If this fight happens, I'm covering as much as I am financially able. Anybody who taking Canelo can come see me. That's if Canelo is willing to take the risk. Absolutely. The fans won't call for this, though. There's an inkling of it, Christopher Schaefer. The fans should be calling for this. Let's make some noise. Let's make it happen. Let's see it. Let's see the best fight the best. He's 37 years old. That's the same age Floyd Mayweather was when he fought Canelo Alvarez. JF Gaming, my brother in the super chat. I'm a big Canelo fan, but facts are facts. We need to see Canelo fight Charlo, David, and Demetrius. I would pay a bag to see him fight Ward. Facts. He's smaller than David Benavidez. He's smaller than Caleb Smith. He's actually not too much bigger than Billy Joe Saunders. Uh-oh. See, he seemed out of reach. He seemed way bigger when they was telling you that Canelo was fighting at his own catch weight of 155. But when Canelo started competing at 160, then 168, 75, why not make it happen? Sean Dub, my brother in the super chat, why didn't Ward fight Stevenson for Undisputed? Because he got injured. Because he got injured. He had to retire because of injuries. He had to retire because of injuries immediately following the fight with Sergey Kovalev. He had shoulder injuries and knee injuries. He had to retire because of injuries. The dude stays in tip-top shape. He had to retire prematurely. That's why. And he would have beat And salute, shout out to Adonis Stevenson. He's getting much better, much healthier. He would have beat Adonis Stevenson. Easy. Adonis Stevenson is the left-handed dominant fighter. Andre Ward would have took that left hand away and beat him. Twin D, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Ward needs that scout. That's what he needs. The only reason Canelo takes the fight is because of his age and inactivity. He never uttered Ward's name when he was active, and he needs to utter it now because it's a huge fight. Douglas Ford said, once I hear Andre Ward himself saying he's taking the fight, man, boy, oh boy. Andre Berto and Timothy Bradley are the closest people, two of the closest people to Andre Ward. You think they just came up with this out of the clear blue yonder? You think it just started growing legs? Just, I don't know, coincidence that you started to see him training? Antone Johnson, my brother in Super Chat, Canelo likes to bust them little cherries. If they're not little and sweet, he wants no parts of them. Where's his duck belt? Yeah, Antone Johnson, man. This is a fight we need to see. It's a fight we need to see. It's a big fight. I'm not saying Canelo can't win, right? But it's a fight you should want to see because it's a huge fight. Solo production, my brother in Super Chat. Andre Ward would give Canelo problems with his jab and ring movement, just like what Floyd did to him. I think it would be a little bit. He would add a little bit more to the wrinkle because, see, the thing about Andre Ward is Andre Ward he's a bigger guy than Floyd Mayweather. He's a bigger, stronger guy, but he has the skill set of Floyd Mayweather, so he can make you miss in the phone booth. But boy, oh boy, he can touch you right then and there, boy. He could, and he got power. And he's sharp. And he's sharp. Yeah, they don't want to see this fight. They hoping, man, don't ever call out Andre Ward. Oh, I'm going to get the ball rolling. Because, see, I want Canelo to be asked the question that nobody's going to ask. Mikey 1 said Kovalev was tagging Ward all day. And how'd that work out for him? He lost both fights and it was knocked out. And I'm glad you said that. Because, see, this is what I'm talking about. You're talking about Sergey Kovalev was tagging him all day. Wasn't Floyd Mayweather a small guy tagging Canelo? Wasn't Erislandy Lara a smaller guy tagging Canelo? Didn't Triple G tag Canelo? So what are you talking about? This is boxing. Quincy Carter, my brother in Super Chat. Dre, 3 years of inactivity concerns me for him to just go straight for Canelo. Anytime you step in with Canelo, it's a risky fight. Still rooting for Dre, though. Man, I'll never bet against Andre Ward. Never. Never. Emmanuel 7 Line, my brother Super Chat. Stay on their hypocritical heads, Blue. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. You see, they quick to come, right? And say, oh, Emmanuel 7 Line, yeah, Sergey Kovalev was tagging him. Huh? I just watched 4 fights with Canelo getting tagged. 4. Erislandy Lara, Floyd Mayweather, and Triple G both times. And they arguably lost all 4 of the fights. So why that? Well, Andre Ward was getting tagged by Kovalev. Okay. He knocked Kovalev out, though. It wasn't no question who was the better fighter. He knocked Kovalev out, stopped him. There still was question in both fights with Triple G and Canelo. Don Baracho, brother in the Super Chat, Ward will shove a Too Short album up Canelo's pause. SO for life. Salute, great brother. Salute. Boy, oh boy. See, when a true challenge presents itself, boy, oh boy. Now all of a sudden, man, this ain't real, man. No, Woo! The Zoom verse, my brother in Super Chat. Canelo is great, but Ward is transcendent talent. Ward will masterclass Canelo. Something not seen since Floyd did it to him. Peace and blessings. Appreciate you, great brother Zoom verse. Always coming through, starting up, showing love to me, man. Twin D, brother, back in the super chat, dropping another half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Did someone just ask why Ward didn't fight Stevenson for undisputed? Why didn't Canelo fight Demetrius Andrade for undisputed? This is a fact. That's a fact. Look. Here we go. Jacob Perez. Canelo is 168. Andre Ward is 175. Oh, didn't Canelo Alvarez beat Sergey Kovalev at 175? I could have sworn he's a 4-division world champion. Is he? Maybe I'm wrong. Isn't Canelo a 4-division world champion? Somebody tell me. Help me out. Isn't he a world champion at 4 divisions? And isn't one of those divisions 175? And isn't Andre Ward's initial and original division 168? Oh, right. I forgot. Andre Ward won the Super 6 tournament at what weight class was it? Oh, yeah, 168. Andre Ward, his best fights was at where? Oh, that's right, 168. Oh, that's right. He fought at 168. Now we're talking about weight classes. Oh, man. Boss Red 357, my brother in the super chat. I've never seen a fan base that want their champ to duck and cherry pick. Man, times have changed. This is a fact. Now they're saying he fights at 168. Canelo fights at 68. Now he fights 68. So what is he going to do after Caleb Plant fight? What is he going to do? Rika Rabbit 12, peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing today? What is he going to do after that? Now you want to backpedal. Kevin Price, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. I believe people are overlooking Plant. He has a good chance of beating Canelo. The ring inactivity has me a little, but not that much concerned with Ward fighting Canelo. Listen, let me tell you something. Yeah, Adam Hernandez. Thank you. He says somebody gonna lose a superhero after this fight. Yeah, that's a fact. That's the mentality I love. Adam Hernandez. That's the mentality I love. It just is somebody gonna lose. Point blank, period. See, the thing is, imagine Canelo lose. I want y'all to understand this. Imagine Canelo lose to 2 guys that was 37, and let's say this fight happens 2022, right? Because I would doubt it take place at the end of 2021. So let's say it happened early 2022. That means Andre Ward would be going 38 years old. So imagine Canelo Alvarez losing to a 37-year-old Floyd Mayweather and then a 38-year-old Andre Ward. How'd that go over? Jason Otter, my brother in super chat, if Ward don't stop or drop Nello, will he be able to win a decision? Because Mayweather, Lara, and Triple G all got them. Politics is heavy with Nello. Bro, Andre Ward would win so decisively. If that's the case, understand this. He's going to make Canelo so hesitant with his style that if the judges decided opposite, you don't want to be in that arena. Christopher Schaefer, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. You can always tell when a fighter's fans are of their favorite fighter to fight somebody. It's always, why didn't they fight this person, or that they are too big, or so on. Excuses. Yep. It's a great fight, right? It's a legendary fight. It's historic. Everybody says they want history. You want to see history. Everybody wants to see history. If there's an inkling of this happening, everybody should be happy and saying, let's make it happen ASAP. Everybody should be saying, let's make it happen ASAP. Rika Rabbit said, Dolores. Okay, Rika Rabbit, you don't got a wrench? Because I usually wrench up the queens. Chris Carmona, what's going on? Okay, Chris Carmona. So go to Canelo Alvarez fan. Go to his fan page. Go to Canelo Alvarez social media and just tell him we want you to fight Andre Ward. Let me see if you do it. Since y'all saying he would dominate Andre Ward on Cinco de Mayo of next year. So go to Canelo Alvarez fan, keep saying fan, social media page, and ask him and tell him and say, we want you to fight Andre Ward. Can you call out Andre Ward? We want you to fight Andre Ward. Joseph Townsend, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. I have friends who are Canelo fans that complain he doesn't fight anybody. Then I bring up Ward. Then here comes what have Dre done to earn this fight. Can't have it both ways. Can't fight Yildirim forever. Yeah. What has Andre Ward done? What has anybody done that Canelo has fought outside of Floyd Mayweather? Texas Elite said, Blue, you're a Canelo. Okay, you can call it what you want. I'm a fan of the sport of boxing. You can call it what you want. Quentin Gilliam, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Blue, as I have stated on your platform before, I long for the day when someone else dominates that cherry picking. What makes you think Cinnamon will take the fight? I despise his fan base. Hey, I don't know if he will take the fight, but I'm going to call for it. The fact that I'm hearing it's a possibility, oh, I'm going to call for the fight. Card Girl 8413, what's going on? The fact that I'm hearing it's a possibility, oh, I'm going to call for it. See, like these other fan base, other media platforms and things of that nature, they hear these possibilities and they hear it could be, this fight could be made, and they hear these things and they say, well, you know something? I'm not going to ask that question. No, I'm going to push the question. So see, if I see Andre Ward, I'm going to ask Andre Ward, man, what's it going to take for you to fight Canelo? Right? See, if I see Canelo Alvarez, I'm going to say, Canelo, what about Andre Ward? I'm going to ask the question about Andre Ward. And if he responds with, oh, well, he's retired, I'm going to say, well, then, he said there's a possibility that if you come out of retirement, we can make this happen. You understand? See, because Andre Ward ain't going to turn down nothing but his collar. I'm almost certain. That's just the competitive nature of Andre Ward. See, because he wants to fight the best. Let me give the wrench real quick. Card Girl, there you go. See, Andre Ward is going to want to fight the best. The best needs to fight the best. See, stylistically, the fan base is saying to themselves, we don't like that matchup with Andre Ward. They don't like how that matchup plays out with Andre Ward. You understand? They don't like how that matchup with Andre Ward plays out. They don't really like that. So that's why they're saying, oh, well, listen. Well, what's the difference between Andre Ward and Caleb Plant? Who is Caleb Plant beat? No slight to Caleb Plant, because I love Caleb Plant. But I'm saying Canelo Alvarez already had him on the schedule. Who did Billy Joe Saunders beat? Who did he beat? Noble Royalty, brother in the super chat. My brother, come through dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. What's goody, Blue? I just wanted to make some noise in the super chat. Salute to you, great brother. We got 1,500 people here, and we still don't have 1,000 likes. So that means we got 600 people moonlighting. Smash the like button. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in my house. Smash the like button. We got 1,500 people here, and we don't even have 1,000 likes. We should be way past it. We should be at 1,500 likes at least. Get the likes all the way up. Participate. Don't moonlight. Mr. King Palmer, my brother in the super chat, dropping that dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. He said, man, Blue, I didn't know you are one of the Canelo and saying that he lost twice against Triple G. You don't believe that? Come on now. And the Lara fight was close, but Canelo still pulled it off. First and foremost, Mr. King Palmer, I'm a realist. I'm not a Canelo disliker. I'm a realist. See, that's the difference. And first and foremost, most people thought he lost to Erislandy Lara outside of his fan base. Most people thought that he lost to Triple G both times. I actually thought he won the first fight against Triple G. But what I'm saying is, when people are coming here, Mr. King Palmer, see, what happens is y'all got to start being a fan of the sport of boxing first and stop being a fan of the actual fighters first, and then the sport of boxing. Be a fan of the sport of boxing first. So my brother, Mr. King Palmer, you know me all too well. So here's the thing, right? I'm a fan of the sport of boxing first. So what I said was, when people are coming here talking about he lost the fight to Sergey Kovalev, then I said, well, then he lost to Floyd Mayweather. If that's the case, if Andre Ward lost to Sergey Kovalev, well, guess what? Then and Canelo Alvarez, we're going to talk hypothetically, then he lost both those fights with Triple G that most people thought he lost. And then he lost the fight with Erislandy Lara that most people thought he lost outside of his fan base. And we know he clearly lost the fight with Floyd Mayweather, but one of the judges didn't see that. Let's be real. Let's deal with facts over feelings. See, that's the difference. I deal with facts over feelings. When you deal with facts over feelings and you're a fan of the sport of boxing first, then you can clearly see better. But when you're not a fan of the sport of boxing first and you're a fan of the boxers before you're a fan of the sport of boxing first, well, then you can't see clear because you only see through the lenses of your favorite fighter. Boss Red 357, my brother in Super Chat. LOL. Don't do that, Blue. They will kick you out like they did Boo Boo Andre. Hey, don't matter to me, great brother. At least y'all see that I'm going to ask the reals. Y'all going to see it, Boss Red. Cardara 4, my brother in Super Chat. Ward all day. Canelo going to bite on every feint. Ward not going to go in scary like the rest of them. Oh, no, for sure. My brother, Mr. King Palmer, back in the Super Chat. I do agree that he needs to fight Charlos and Plant, etc. Okay, so my thing is this, right? You're going to tell me that you didn't see it as a possibility that Triple G won both those fights? We're going to look at the fight with Erislandy Lara and say that it's not a possibility Erislandy Lara won that fight? Come on. Come on. Since we're going to say Andre Ward lost to Sergey Kovalev, we hypothetically speaking, well, Andre Ward really lost to Sergey Kovalev the first fight. Okay, well, then Canelo Alvarez really lost his 4 fights. 4 fights. Rome Farrot, my brother Super Chat, they're about to box Canelo and Charlos at 154, 160, Ward at 175, and Boo Boo Andre, that MBF rule, going to get exposed. Yeah, and it's going to be, hey, we're going to call for the best to fight the best. Ain't no way that the fan base could consistently, all I see, DeHaven Alexander, what's going on? All I saw in the build-up for Billy Joe Saunders was Floyd Mayweather talk. If Floyd, when he said, if I fought Floyd right now, my prime and his prime, and right now, I would knock out Floyd Mayweather. Right? And everybody was all for it. Yeah, let's make it happen. Floyd need to fight real fighters. He fighting exhibitions. When Canelo said, I'm fighting real boxing matches, and Floyd is boxing, and Floyd is doing exhibitions, with YouTube and stuff, everybody was on board. Everybody was on board. You right. He ain't fighting nobody. Now, Andre Ward is available. He 37. Make it happen. Stephen Young, my brother, Super Chat. Hit the like button if you ain't Canelo gonna lose. Yeah, smash the like button. Get the likes up, my peopleizations. Get the likes all the way up, my peopleizations. No, we can't do that. We got to keep it all the way hundo. We got to keep it a hundo all the way. How come I missed this? TBE Huncho, my brother in the Super Chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the Super Chat. He said Triple G won the first fight, Canelo won the second one. I'm true fan of the sport. Ward not beating Canelo, Blue. Canelo don't believe in himself. Once he is in the fight, he in it. Canelo don't believe in himself. Ward not beating Canelo. Okay, let's see it. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I'm all for it. I want to see the best fight the best. Period. Point blank and period. My brother Emmanuel H in the building in the super chat, dropping that half a hundo on your boy Blue in the super chat. Says salute Blue Kings and Queens in the chat. Blue trolls are not allowing these facts to go through one ear and out the other. They're here with earmuffs on, not accepting no facts. Canelo versus Ward will help his legacy. Straight to the point. Facts. This is a fact. It will be huge for his career. Claudia Flores said Ward went out like a champ and should stay retired. No, he went out with injuries. Quentin Gilliam, my brother in the super chat, he said, side note, odds we will get a Tank Teofimo fight after my Be More bro Tank sleeps Mario Barrios on Saturday. You may get it down the line because they both going to be at 140. So, yeah, it's a strong possibility that could happen. Frankie C31, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Ward versus De La Hoya, retiree versus retiree. They both wanted to get back in there. Blue Blood Sports, keep up the hard work. Hey, and let me tell you something. When they talked about Oscar De La Hoya said he could beat Canelo and they was like, make the fight. Quick to make the fight. Why we not quick to make this fight? Huh? 1,500 people in here. Smash the like button. We should have 1,500 likes. Get the likes to 1,500. Lionel Witherspoon, my brother in super chat, dropping a half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Amazing news. It's great news, man. Hey, first of all, let me tell y'all something. I saw Nitty G, my brother. What's going on? I saw Andre Ward at I want to say it was the Andre Berto Devin Alexander fight, and I said to Andre Ward, I said, Dre, when you getting back in the ring, man, we want to see you in the ring. He was like, man, y'all keep tempting me. We know the competitive nature of Andre Ward didn't go anywhere. It's just the fact that the injuries stopped him. So let me ask y'all a question. I want to ask y'all fans a question, right? Not my fans, just fans of the sport of boxing and fans of the boxers. Do you think Canelo Alvarez would have went to 168? Now, honestly speaking, if Andre Ward never left the sport after he beat Sergey Kovalev and he beat Adonis Stevenson, let's rewrite history. Let's say that never happened with Adonis Stevenson. Let's say Andre Ward never retired. Andre Ward stayed in the sport. He beats Sergey Kovalev. We know that happening. Hypothetically, he fights Adonis Stevenson. He beats Adonis Stevenson. He's undisputed. Do you think that Canelo Alvarez goes up to 178? Now, let's be realistic. Infamous Nova. He's been in the gym. He never stopped being in the gym. And he's back. And you ain't see the clips of him back in the gym? He's never stopped. He never stopped. Do you think that he would have went up to 168? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. Realistically, right? I want y'all to if you believe that he would have went up to 168 or 175 and challenged at that weight class, I need y'all to drop a 1 if you think he would have, or drop a 2 if you don't think he would have. Saeed Gore, my brother in the super chat, he said, "What's up, Blue?" My brother Saeed Gore dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. He said, "What's up, Blue? Ward resume speaks for itself. Come on, Canelo fan, let's make this fight happen." Facts. Why would anybody even utter the words, "What has Andre Ward done?" Huh? Why would anybody even utter the words, "What has Andre Ward done?" Huh? The Cali Enigma, my brother in the building in super chat. Go subscribe to my brother, the Cali Enigma. He said, "I'm rolling with Dre, Oakland, California. I'm this breezy. Salute, Blue. Salute to you, great brother." Oh, I already know. Huh? I see a few ones. I see a lot of twos, which lead me to believe that none of y'all believe that he would have made that move. Just like Triple G wasn't willing to make the move. Just like Triple G wasn't making the move. Just like Triple G didn't want to make the move. Robert Woods, what's going on? He said, that's a good question, but I don't know if he fought Mayweather, he would have fight Andre Ward. But here's the thing. He felt like he had an advantage over Floyd Mayweather because he's the bigger guy naturally. That's not the case with Andre Ward. See, Andre Ward ain't Caleb Smith, 6'3", 77-inch arm reach, and not use it. Andre Ward ain't Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders and Andre Ward. Billy Joe Saunders is 5'11" with a 73-inch arm reach. Andre Ward is 6 feet with a 74-inch arm reach. He's not much bigger than Billy Joe Saunders. He's only an inch height taller than Billy Joe Saunders, and he's only a 1-inch arm reach advantage over Billy Joe Saunders. Freddie A, my brother in the super chat. Much love to you, Freddie A. That's all. He ain't that much bigger, but they'll lead you to believe he is the same size as Jermell Charlo, essentially. He's the same size as Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo and Andre Ward are the same size. See, when you put it in that light, now it seems more realistic, don't it? Rika Rabbit, you got a wrench now, Rika Rabbit 12. So if you see that, then you already know. She said, Dolores Dumas said, Blue, what is your excuse for not having Boo Boo or Charlo fight Andre Ward? Why would he? Why would you said Canelo Alvarez is the best? We said, didn't ESPN just come out with their new pound for pound list and everybody had Canelo Alvarez as number one? Why wouldn't Andre Ward, who retired as the best pound for pound fighter in the world, come back and fight guys that are not the best? Wouldn't he come back and fight the best? Why would Floyd Mayweather come back and fight contenders when he could fight the absolute best? Come on, help me out. Why would Floyd Mayweather do that? Why would he do that? You said, why don't you go do that? Why are you asking somebody else to do it? Well, you just let me know everything I need to know. You don't think Canelo Alvarez could beat him. You telling me to box Andre Ward now? Come on, man. What are we talking about here? Now you want me to box Andre Ward? Me. Why don't I go box him? Oh, you can't make this stuff up. Why don't I go box him? Now I got to go box Andre Ward? Huh? Look at Chris, what's your name? Christopher Solis? You don't like Canelo Alvarez. Okay. I don't like Canelo Alvarez because I'm telling him to fight the best? Okay. Marcus Harrio said Andre Ward is overrated. You don't know nothing about boxing, my great brother. Absolutely nothing. Go do your research. Now y'all telling me to go box Andre Ward. You can't make this up. Ward brings no money. Jose Goosen. He said Andre Ward brings no money. But Avni Yildirim did? And Rocky Fielding did? Okay, what pay-per-views has Caleb Plant fought on? And headline. Okay, what pay-per-views has Billy Joe Saunders fought on the headline? I'll wait. So tell me, what did Caleb Plant, no slight to Caleb Plant, but he's never fought a major fight and never fought on pay-per-view. Billy Joe Saunders has never fought a major fight and never fought on pay-per-view. Avni Yildirim and Rocky Fielding or Caleb Smith have never fought on pay-per-view and have never done anything remotely close to what Andre Ward has done. But y'all telling me that Andre Ward brings nothing to the table. Amazing. Leon Sterling, my brother in the super chat. Canelo dug Ward back then. The money wasn't there for Ward to he retired because of injuries. Do you research people? Ward wanted to smoke back then. Yeah, he did. They didn't want to box him. Smash the like button. We should have 1.5K. Jose Goosen. UK numbers are high for Billy Joe Saunders. What was the numbers? And what fight? And tell me what fight did Billy Joe Saunders do that was bigger than Andre Ward winning the Super 6 tournament? What numbers did he do that was bigger than either fight with Sergey Kovalev? I'll wait. Go ahead. We're going to wait. Go ahead and tell us what numbers Billy Joe Saunders did bigger than that. Or you're going to tell me it was Sergey Kovalev, right? You're going to tell me it was Sergey Kovalev. So what numbers did Billy Joe Saunders do that was bigger than Andre Ward's? Go ahead. Tell us. And what about Adam Neal Durham and Rocky Fielding? Huh? Go ahead. Tell us. Tell us. Come on. Come with it. Lauren Anderson, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. He said, Ward is pound for pound if he comes back. He washed Canelo easy. And I'm sure he would clean the division. Maybe even fight Beevil or Better Beef. SOG Ward will become pay-per-view star today. Salute. That's a fact. They know this. Domingo Bonello, my brother, what's going on? The Eubanks Jr. fight. Go ahead and tell us the numbers of Chris Eubanks Jr. Chris Eubanks Jr. is not a star. Go ahead, man. Come on. So Chris Eubanks Jr. and Billy Joe Saunders was a bigger fight than Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. Reese Adams said, what's the sources? Me. My brother, the Cali Enigma Sports and Entertainment in the building in the super chat once again, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Dre will smother Canelo's counters. Dre will take away his body work too. Not to mention, he'll make this fight physical. Canelo fans wanted the fight until Dre came out of retirement. That's a fact. Now all of a sudden, there's a possibility, Cali. And now it's like, man, what's the sources? What has Andre Ward done? Man, he's too big. Hey, now I got to box Andre Ward. Reese Adams, goodbye. See you later. Now go watch from afar. Reese Adams, go sit on there. Go sit over there. Goodbye. Antone Johnson, my brother in Super Chat. He said, man, Blue, now you ducking your worse than the sweet picking Canelo fans. Yeah, now I got to box. Now they want me to box Canelo. Come on, man. Hey, what's your sources? ESPN. You listen to ESPN, you watch ESPN, right? And they get it wrong all the time. Do you ask them their sources? And do you ask for your money back and their sources? I didn't even say it as a fact. I said that it's being talked about. It's a possibility. Andre Ward is waiting for the call. Tell Canelo to make the call. That's the source. If you don't think it's true and you don't think it's a possibility, tell Canelo to make the call and see if it's true. How about that? Yeah, Travis touchdown. Now they want me to box Andre Ward. Come on, man. Lauren Anderson, my brother, back in the super chat. For all the UK fans, holla at Carl Froch. By the way, Ward is the body snatcher. He moved up and made bigger fighters quit. This is a fact. And who is a bigger star, Carl Froch or Billy Joe Saunders? And Andre Ward beat Carl Froch. Billy that said Andre Ward is done. Okay, tell Canelo make the call. Jordan Maverick, Los Angeles Lakers, what's going on? Tell Canelo to make the call. Romy Ranger, Andre Ward get hurt bad. Okay, tell him to make the call. Go, y'all should be on his social media right now saying make the call to Andre Ward. How about that? How about going to his social media right now and saying, hey man, fight Andre Ward. Let's see. Let's see. MZ Talks Boxing, my brother in Super Chat. If we don't spread the they like, then they get upset and turn. Yep, exactly. And my thing is MZ Talks Boxing. Tell them to make the call. Let's see. Let's see if Andre Ward. Let's see if Timothy Bradley and Andre Berto. Let's see if everybody that my sources that said it's a possibility if the call is made. Let's see if Andre Ward is bluffing. Why not? If he picks up the call, because there's a possibility you pick up the phone, he might just answer on the other side, right? He just might answer. He just might answer. Professor X, my brother in the Super Chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the Super Chat. Canelo will ask Andre Ward to fight all the guys he's to fight, like David Benavidez, Jamal Demetrius first. And then Canelo would try to fight the losers while their confidence is down. He needs to fight Andre Ward. And I'm going to push it. Make the call. Don't wait. Make the date. Let's see. Let's see if Andre Ward answers and says, nah, thanks, but no thanks. Let's see it. If he says, no, I'm not interested, then okay, cool. But you know, if you pick up the phone, there's a possibility he might answer the call. There's a strong possibility. S.O. Tariq, my brother, 203 in the Super Chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the Super Chat. Peace, famo. These cats too young to understand who Ward is and what he accomplished. Canelo don't want it. That it's not even Canelo, my great brother. It's them. They don't want it. Because, see, the wave that they riding right now, see, Floyd Mayweather is not available. It's not active. Right? Right? They like their chances against, everybody likes his chances against Caleb Plant. Everybody likes his chances against Billy Joe Saunders. You like his chances. But when an Andre Ward surface, you see the specialness. You see the gifts. You know what he brings to the table. You know it's an uphill fight. And you're not confident. That's what it is. They know who Andre Ward is. And if that's the case, make the call. Just say, hey, tell Canelo to make the call. When you see, I know everybody here watch all of these networks and these other platforms that are in the gym with Canelo and Eddie Reynoso and Andy Ruiz and Ryan Garcia. Oh, it should be easy to get the message to him. Get the message to him. Ask the questions. Jason Bourne, brother in the Super Chat, dropping that quarter of a hundo on your boy Blue in the Super Chat. Blue, let them know how Ward dominated the middleweight tournament. Dominated Dawson, dominated Kovalev, Bay Area in the house. Peace, God. Peace and blessings to you, great brother. Oh, they already know. They already know. Believe that. They just don't want it to be realistic. That's what it is. Joe Town, my brother in the Super Chat. A lot of Chavez Sr. and De La Hoya fans don't respect Canelo because he has not fought the best. If it ain't Canelo don't want it. That's why I'm saying we should want to see, as fans, smash the like button, people. Get the likes to 1.5. Get the likes all the way up, my peopleization. Domingo Benilla, my brother in the Super Chat. He said, you got Haney versus Lopez. I think Lopez cleans up 135. I got Devin Haney winning that fight. It's going to be a close fight. It's a 50-50 fight. I like Devin Haney's skill set, though. I think Devin Haney wins the fight. I like his versatility. So I think Devin Haney wins the fight. Not that Teofimo Lopez can't win the fight. I'm rolling with Dev. I think that his skill set will offset the skill set of Teofimo Lopez's skill set. Teofimo Lopez is a great fighter, too. That's why it's a 50-50 fight. Freddie A, brother, back in the Super Chat, dropping another half a dub on your boy Blue in the Super Chat. Ward is a great fighter, but he is 37 years old, who left due to injuries. He should take one big fight first, and Canelo should take care of business. Benavidez, tough fight, but Canelo wins. I want to see it. Tell him make the call. Tell him make the call. Don't wait. Make the date. Don't wait. Make the date. Don't wait. Make the date. Let's see it. Let's see it. My brother General Squalls in the super chat. Blue, War 1 payday. He fight with nobody, man. He don't want a payday. That's never been who he is in his entire career. And he don't need a payday. He don't need a payday because he don't live the lifestyle that would warrant him needing a payday. He got paid millions of dollars and he live his life comfortably. Twin D, brother in the super chat, once again. Blue, if Ward is done, then what were Cotto and Kovalev when Canelo fought them? Blue, I keep telling you, you need an intelligence test for the show. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Soldier Boy 911, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Salute from Philly, my good brother Blue. The Nello fans' selective memories are hilarious to me. SOG is special. They know that. I also think Winky would have given Nello that work. Winky was a problem. Yeah, Winky Wright was great, man. He's underrated. Winky Wright was definitely underrated, man. Definitely. The Cali Enigma, my brother, back in the super chat. Dre has definitely saw enough flaws in Canelo. He's going to wear Canelo down. If Canelo wins, he gets full credit from me. Me too. Me too, Cali. 1,000% credit. But make the fight, though. Make the fight. Saeed Gore, my brother, back in the super chat, dropping another half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Blue, he said, Blue, Ward's resume speaks for itself. Canelo make the call. Peace, Blue. Yeah, make the call. Hey, all you got to do is make the call and say, hey, what's the possibility of us fighting each other? It's a big fight. Massive fight. It's a legacy fight for both of us. What's the possibility? Easy. General Squad, my brother in the super chat, he said, that's what Canelo said to Andre. Blue. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, General Squalls. You're right. Pardon me, General Squalls. I knew. I'm like, I'm reading it, and as I'm reading, I'm saying, well, I think he means this way. You're right, General Squalls. I stand corrected, great brother. You're right. Yeah, that's what he told Andre. Man, who you fight? The juice is squeezed. Peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing today? So Ward retired on top. Yeah, but he injuries saw him retire prematurely, and he still have that itch. Kavan Slim, my brother in the super chat. Salute, Blue chat. Why they so many excuses? Canelo fought at 175. Ward won him at 168. Ward to fight him at 168, 175. Kanal Williams, my brother, what's going on? Box Conversation, my brother Reggie Owens. Go subscribe to my brother Box Conversation, Reggie Owens. Ward to fight him at any weight class. 168, 175. And he's the same size as Jamel Charlo. Doggy Pup, my brother in the super chat. Much love to you, great brother. He's the same size as Jamel Charlo. If Canelo said he's going to fight Jamel Charlo right now, everybody would be approve of it. Oh, yeah, make it happen. Make it happen. Smash the like button. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in my house. Donald now, the 66-year-old G Grant, triple OG in the building. What's going on with you, great brother? Yeah, get the likes of 2K. Let's get them likes of the 2K. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in my house. Let's work. So this is a great fight. Brandon Gibson said Jamal, not Jamel. No, he's the same size as Jamel. Jamel is 6 feet with a 74-inch arm reach. Andre Ward is 6 feet tall with a 74-inch arm reach. Jamal Charlo is about 6'1" with a 74.5-inch arm reach. Jamal Charlo is bigger than Jamel. I'm talking about Jamel at 154. Andre Ward and Jamel Charlo are the same size. He's 6 feet tall with a 74-inch arm reach. Jermell Charlo is 6 feet tall with a 74-inch arm reach. Okay, Claudia Flores. Claudia Flores, if that's the case, then why you come here and watch? Please help me understand that. See, simple. I don't understand. You could go watch a platform that's going to conform to what you believe. You don't want to hear objection. You don't want to hear the truth. You want to live in Candyland. So go ahead, go. You can find a channel that suits that and is going to, lean to what you want to see and hear, and it's no problem. I don't have no problem with that. Lauren Anderson, my brother in the super chat. Water is so cold. B Hop told him that he wouldn't fight him after he stopped Dawson. That's a fact. We deal with facts over feelings over here. It's not hard. But you don't want to hear the truth. There you go, 619 Cali Factor. What's going on, great brother? Renee Bashan, my brother Renee Bashan. Go subscribe to my brother Renee Bashan. They don't want to hear that. You want to hear what you want to hear. You want to hear what fits what you want to hear. That's it. I thought you was a true boxing fan, but you're not. You're just looking for someone to beat Canelo. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you stop yourself, you would deal with facts over feelings. So why would I need to look for somebody to beat Canelo when he already lost? Let me help you. Let me say it to you again. Why would I need to look for somebody to beat Canelo when he already lost? And I arguably watch him lose 3 times. So why would I look for somebody to beat him when I watched them lose already? So here's the thing. How about you don't want to see him lose? So then what I'm saying, don't register. Because I said I want to see the best fight the best. You said that you was a boxing fan. Now watch this now. Claudia Flores, now come to the front of the come. Let's talk now. Now let's talk. Since you wanted my attention, now I'm gonna give it to you. So now let's talk, right? So you said you thought I was a true boxing fan, but I'm not. I'm just looking to see somebody beat Canelo, right? So now let me ask you this question. If you're a true boxing fan, then were you happy and satisfied to watch Canelo Alvarez box Anthony Yildirim and Rocky Fielding? Now be realistic and tell the truth. Now, truth, facts over feelings. Were you happy to see Canelo Alvarez box Anthony Yildirim? Go ahead, tell us. Was you a fan of that? Go ahead. Jermaine Bean, my brother in the super chat. He said Charlo and Ocho look the same size. Yep. Jamal is big, man. So now go ahead and tell us. When he boxed Rocky Fielding and he boxed Anthony Yildirim, was you happy with that? Because I'm sure you was applauding. But that you said you were a fan of the sport of boxing first, though. You said I don't like him so much. I don't give him his props. I just said he's top 3 pound for pound fighters in the world. I said he's a superstar in the sport of boxing. What else do you want me to do? What you want me to tell you? So you didn't answer the question though. So I'm gonna ask you again. Was you happy to see Canelo Alvarez box Anthony Yildirim and Rocky Fielding? Yes or no? Because you said you see now the truth will be told. So you said you were a fan of the sport of boxing first. So you was, as a fan of the sport of boxing, you was happy that those were the fights he chose. Go ahead and tell us. G Money, hold on. Are you satisfied with Mayweather and his choice of fighters? Of course I am. He fought more world champions than anybody in the history of the sport of boxing. And there's so many fights that was left on the table because they chose not to fight him. See, I'm a fan of the sport of boxing, and I'm a historian in the sport of boxing. So yeah, you know what? Mayweather tried to fight Prince Nassim Hamed. He refused to fight him. Mayweather tried to fight Joel Casamayor. You probably don't even know who Joel Casamayor is, but he refused to fight him. Floyd Mayweather tried to fight Costa Tszyu, but he refused to fight him. Floyd Mayweather tried to fight Isolina Freitas. You don't even know who he is either. He tried to fight him, who was a superstar. He refused to fight him. Did you know that? Did you know he tried to fight Oscar De La Hoya and Tito Trinidad, and they said he was too high of a risk, low reward on record? Did you know that Shane Mosley said, "Oh, I got a toothache. He needs to go fight somebody else. Then I'll maybe somewhere down the line I'll fight him." Did you know that? Okay, so Claudius, if you said that you wasn't happy with those fights, then you should be understanding what I'm saying, because I'm saying that he needs to fight the best. And answer this question, Claudia Flores. Who is a better fighter right now that Canelo Alvarez can fight that's better than Andre Ward? Go. And Jordan Gonzalez said Avni Yildirim was a mandatory. No, he chose to. He petitioned to the WBC to fight Avni Yildirim for the vacant WBC title. And go look at Mauricio Suleiman said. So now tell us. Easy De Niro, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Peace, Blue. The people who believe Ward lost the first fight to Kovalev don't pay enough attention to the bodywork. That's a fact. So if you're a fan of the sport of boxing and you wasn't approval, and you wasn't in approval of Canelo fighting Avni Yildirim and fighting Rocky Fielding and those fights that he fought, so then you wasn't in approval of him not fighting Demetrius Andrade for undisputed. Edward Strickland, and you're gone. Good. Emmanuel 7 Lion, my brother in the super chat, he said, we lost a gem when Ward retired. Ward's ring IQ, athleticism, skill set, and good defense would neutralize Canelo. He needs a tune-up, though. Possibly. Okay, so here, see, this is what I want to show y'all, right? You'll give him a pass because you're a fan of his. You told me you was a fan of the sport of boxing. See, this is what I'm telling y'all. So now you're saying, I agree. He should fight Charlo, Spence, Andre. First of all, Errol Spence. Why is Errol Spence in a conversation? He's a welterweight. Demetrius Andrade was one fight that he could have had to unify at 154. He didn't do it, and then he could have become undisputed at 160. He didn't take the fight. Jamal Charlo was his mandatory at 160. He didn't take that fight. And then you said you're not happy with it, but he is looking at other sites first. I don't like it, but he's chasing. But that is what he's chasing. So why are you giving him a pass? You said you're a fan of the sport of boxing. So clearly he's not fighting the best. You see what I'm talking about? You're giving him a pass because you're a fan of his and not a fan of the sport of boxing. Timmy John, goodbye. Get Timmy John. See you later. So first you're saying that you're a fan of the sport of boxing. Now you're saying, well, you're giving him a pass. What would you? Because he's chasing greatness, huh? Is he? Are you supposed to want to see the best fight the best? Because you said you were a fan of the sport of boxing first. Now you're saying, but you understand the fights that he's fighting, right? Because he's chasing what? Because you got to fight the best to be chasing greatness. What are we talking about here? You can't make it up. Miguel Salerno said the title was capped. No, go do your research. Go do your homework. You hope it's capped. Jafari Caesar, my brother in the super chat, he said Ward versus Yildirim tune-up fight. Mama's cooking. Yeah. Yeah, you hope the title is capped. You hope it is. That's what it is. Boy, you can't make this stuff up, boy. Can't make it up, boy. Boy, I tell you. Can't make it up. So you're a fan of the sport of boxing first, but then you're saying you understand the route that Canelo Alvarez is taking. Okay, so then you're not a fan of the sport of boxing. You're a fan of Canelo Alvarez, and you'll give him a pass for whatever route he take because you're a fan of Canelo Alvarez. Period. Mutar Rogers, brother in the super chat. Why can't they just say they are Canelo fans? Shaking my head. This is a fact. They can't say they're Canelo fans because see, they too busy. See, they trying to say that I'm not. So then when now I pull the curtains up, right? You're trying to agree with me, but you're trying not to. First, Claudia Flores, I don't know what you are because I only see your name and I can't even see your profile pic. So I don't know what you are. But you came here and you said, you assumed. Don't tell me I assumed. I assumed that he's your favorite fighter because you're of Mexican descent. I didn't assume anything because I don't know what you are. So that's first and foremost. And second of all, you assume that I don't like Canelo Alvarez because I'm saying I want to see him fight the best. How about that? See how that works? I assume. I didn't assume anything. You assumed. We deal with facts over feelings. You came here to my, oh, see, you don't like Canelo. When did I say that? I never said that. I said I'm a fan of the sport of boxing, so I want to see the best fight the best. How could you like Canelo? You're a fan of the sport of boxing. Fan is abbreviated for fanatic. So you're saying I'm not a fan of Canelo Alvarez. I like him, but I'm not a fanatic. Domingo Vanilla, my brother in Super Chat, I don't believe in ring rust. That's why you got sparring partners in the gym. You're actively fighting other fighters, just not under the lights. This is a fact. Well, you still got it. Under the lights is still different. It's still different under the lights. Taylor versus Lopez. Taylor who? Oh, Josh Taylor. Oh, that would be a good fight. I'm picking Teofimo Lopez, though. Now, Josh Taylor's a little big. No, I'm picking Teofimo Lopez. But this is, now get this, though. Everybody will say, now get this. Andre Ward is he never lost. He's 37. But y'all will say, oh, he's done. But these are the same fans that are happy to see Canelo, to see Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is 5 years older than Andre Ward. He's 42. He ain't fighting 2 years. Andre Ward ain't fighting in 4. Mr. Self-Made, do you think Ward can stop Canelo? Yes, I do think he can stop him. For sure. Joe Town, my brother in the super chat. Everybody says Ali is their favorite fighter, but forgets he fought the absolute best. You don't become a 3-time champion by cherry picking. This is a fact. Can't make this up. Do I think he can make 168 easy? Andre Ward stays in the gym. Stays in the gym. Yeah, I do think he can make 68 pretty easy. T.O. Brooks, brother in the super chat, dropping that dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Peace, Blue. Been watching a while and love the control. Love the control, bro. I mean, love the content, bro. I doubt fights happen I doubt fight happens, but what's the game plan Ward uses to beat Canelo? Will pressure from Ward be key to neutralize of Canelo's game, part of Canelo's game? I like Ward's split decision. Andre Ward, all Andre Ward have to do is be Andre Ward. That's all he has to do. Andre Ward is so versatile. He could box from the inside. He could box from the outside. He could mid-range. He could do. Andre Ward is so gifted. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. Super gifted. Super gifted. He could fight him in mid-range. He could fight him wherever he so chooses. Wherever he so chooses. So his game plan would be to Canelo Alvarez' feet are slow. So he's going to box him more than likely from the outside, try to weigh him down. He's going to start to break him down, wear him down, and he would start closing the gap slowly but surely. And before you know it, he's on the inside making an inside fight and looking to stop him. Solo production, my brother in the super chat dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Blue, we getting a Devin Haney Blue Blood interview this weekend. Yeah, for sure, man. I'm supposed to be heading out, man. So I'm happy for Devin Haney, man. I'm happy for Devin Haney. Truly am. But I know, see, like I said, I'm a fan of the sport of boxing first. But obviously, being a fan of the sport of boxing, there's fighters that I like, that I fancy more than other fighters. But at least I could say that. And it's due to what? Their skill set. So I picked Devin Haney versus the field. Why? Because of his skill set. I could tell you why. They can't tell you why they picked Canelo versus the field. But we know why. Malik Walker, my brother in Super Chat. Ward is a savant, top 10 IQ all time. Whatever Nello do, well, Ward would takes it away. And Nello's stamina ain't the best. Ward jab into the body, all fight, and stop him late. And that's what they and listen, that's what happened. Machiavelli Mafia said, Blue, you missed my Super Chat. I didn't get it, great brother. Let me see. I didn't get it. Khalik Raouf, Ahmed Bey. What's going on, great brother? I didn't Machiavelli Mafia. I didn't get it, great brother. Rocky Dennis, what's going on? Cage Reza. Kovalev beat Ward in the first fight. Okay, but what you're telling me that because of what? You feel like he lost the first fight to Kovalev, but you're saying that because of what? Domingo Benella said, I missed this too. Yeah, it's not showing up. I apologize, man. John Chopper, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Ward is great, but he does not have enough power to stop Canelo. He will get pressured all night. Canelo will beat Ward, and when he does, everyone is going to call Ward old and washed up. Not me. Not me. I'm going to say he beat Andre Ward. I'm not going to say nothing about his age. Not a thing. Not a single thing. I won't say a single thing. Sound like it's pouring down rain. I won't say a single thing about his age or ring rust. He wins, he gonna win fair and square. Smash the like button. Let's get the likes to 2K. Dooney beat it to 5,000. What's going on? Get the likes to 2K. Smash the like button. Prince Hakeem said he loved the rain. I feel like it's pouring, but I can't tell. Smash the like button. Get the likes to 2K. Got my brother, Kurt Anderson, a.k.a. Kurt Sugar, a.k.a. the historian, a.k.a. my brother, my co-host. What's goody with you, Kurt?
I'm chilling, Blue, man. Just busy with the business. I was trying to come on yesterday, but they kept me busy, man, and I wasn't able to make it, man. My apologies. What's going on, chat? aka the family. What's up, Blue? How's
Hey,
everybody doing on this Wednesday evening?
hey, Kurt. So salute to John Chapper in the super chat once again. Much love to you. So, Kurt, Timothy Bradley, he said he knows for sure if they make the phone call, Andre Ward would come out and fight Canelo Alvarez, right? And last night, Andre Berto, he reiterated by saying he said, man, they got something cooking over there. I know some things, but I can't say too much. But they got something cooking. But if the phone call was made, I know he accepted. He'll come out. So I'm saying Andre Ward don't want to be the guy, Kurt, to come out and start calling out Canelo Alvarez. It's Andre Ward is Floyd Mayweather, right? There's no video clips of him going to surface of him doing anything that he don't want us to see. Nothing. Because he never stops working. So to see a clip of him working out is not coincidence because he never stops. So the fact that the two of the closest people to him, and Andre Berto and Timothy Bradley, right, say that if the phone call is made, he's going to take the fight. Canelo Alvarez is in his backyard right now. 168, 175. That's his backyard. We know Timothy Bradley is his co-host and is dear friend. Andre Berto trains with Virgil and Andre Ward. They ain't making this stuff up. That don't come out of nowhere, right? And so I'm saying Andre Ward is saying make the phone call. Now we saying we want to see the best fight the West. Andre Ward is the same size as Jamel Charlo. Malik Walker, brother in the super chat. Ward don't rely on power to stop you. He break you down. That's a fact. So what I'm saying, Kurt, is we want to see the best fight the best. He's only 37. We was calling for the whole fight build-up for Billy Joe Saunders. We was talking about Floyd Mayweather this, and Canelo could beat Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather needs to fight real fighters. He gonna come back. He should fight Canelo. He's 44 years old. Everybody would approve of Floyd Mayweather coming back. Smooth 5523 said my super chat got missed. No, I didn't see it, man. I didn't see it. Hold on. Nope, didn't see it, man. Y'all got to make sure it go through. Abdul Anwar, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. Peace, Blue and Kurt. Devin is a little Ray Leonard. Ward will end it for Canelo. Bad career move. Ward will punish him. He better stay cherry picking. Everything Canelo does good, Ward can do better. Salute to my brother Abdul Anwar. So, Kurt, I'm saying, well, after this Caleb Plant fight, then they should be on the horn and inquiring. Because what fight is bigger than him fighting Andre Ward? So immediately, the fans coming here, they don't want to see that. I'm seeing he's too big. He fights at 175. Canelo fights at 68. What does he bring to the table? What has he done? What has he done to deserve a Canelo fight? But what's your thoughts on this? Demetrius Bright, brother in super chat. I thought Acelino Freitas was a good fighter with the punching power. However, when he faced tough fights, he lacked heart. And your thoughts? Yeah, but again, he's another fighter that just chose not to fight Floyd Mayweather. That's why I brought him up. He was a good fighter, yeah. When he faced adversity, yeah, he did pack it in, but he was a good fighter. And Floyd Mayweather was calling for the fight, and he didn't fight him. He didn't fight him. So what's your thoughts on all of this, Kurt?
Well, Ward is a tough matchup for Canelo. Canelo will have a hard time beating fighters like a Ward, even though Ward may be past it a little bit. Ward is experienced. He's a great fighter. He has a high skill set, a high IQ. All the fighters that Ward is, the Andrades, Plants, they're not. Ward has been in with tough competition. And see, when you do that, what Ward has done in his career, he's battle tested and he's battle ready. He hasn't lost a fight since he was 12, 13 years old. You know, gold medalist, undefeated, you know, went through some good names, Frock and all of them. That and Canelo fans, they know Andre Ward will be a tough fight, so they're saying he's too big. But they didn't say that when Floyd Mayweather was outweighed by 20 pounds. They didn't say that then. So Andre Ward, you know, if they wind up fighting, it could be at 168. That will be Canelo's, you know, excuse. Well, I'm not a 175 pounder, even though you did fight at that weight. But it will be the skill set of Andre Ward. Andre Ward is a dinky man's fighter. He's a boxer. He has everything. And see, I know what type of fighters Canelo can't beat. If it was a Andre Ward or Bernard Hopkins or James Toney or Joe Calzaghe, they all boxers. They're all boxers. They're top-notch boxers, great boxers. Canelo will struggle. This ain't Billy Joe Sanders, and this will be not Caleb Plant, even though they haven't fought yet. But I kind of know what's going to happen. But see, all those guys are experienced, and Ward, you know, that style would not suit Canelo because Canelo's a very good fighter. ESPN just released his top 10 fighters. They moved him at number 1 past Terrence Crawford. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, it just came out, you know, so, you know, but the downfall of Canelo would be that he faced a fighter who wants to win and who is fast and who's a boxer, because the lack of foot speed will be his downfall.
Mm-hmm. What's up, baby boy? My son John. What's up, baby boy? I love you too, kid. Love you too, kid. Yeah, smash that like button, people. Get the likes to 2K. Yeah, Kurt. So what I'm saying, all I was saying is this, right, Kurt? If this is an inkling and a possibility, this is a huge fight, right? What fight, Kurt, do you think is bigger? There's no fight right now he could fight that's bigger than him fighting Andre Ward, Kurt.
I would love to see it, you know. Dre looks fit, you know, so maybe he's, you know, I always knew he was training secretly. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know if Canelo will accept the fight, you know, if Andre Ward calls him out or Andre Ward say we want to fight. Obviously, Andre Ward sees something. If he comes back and wants to fight him, he'll see something that he would exploit, even though it's been a minute since he fought. But it's hard to fight guys like Andre Ward, who's a boxer and who's a thinking man's fighter. He's just not one-dimensional, power punching, one-dimensional fighter. So it would be a very difficult task for Canelo. And Canelo right now is at the top of his game. And Canelo's a good fighter, but I always thought Andre Ward was a great fighter.
Mm-hmm. Salute to the brother Jersey Cash in the super chat, dropping that quarter of $100 on us in the super chat. Salute Jersey Cash. Much love to you, great brother. Appreciate you. Jersey Cash in the building in super chat. Yeah, smash the like button. People get the likes to 2K. Yeah, Kurt. So I would love to see the fight. He's, like I said, Kurt, he seemed to be much bigger than Canelo, right? But he's 6 feet tall with a 74-inch arm reach. Billy Joe Saunders is 5'11 and a half with a 73-inch arm reach. Andre Ward is not much bigger than Billy Joe Saunders, Kurt. He's actually the same size, according to BoxRec, according to size, is Jamel Charlo at 6 feet tall with a 74-inch arm reach. Now, Caleb Plant is actually listed as 6'1 with a 74-inch arm reach. So he's not much bigger. So we can't talk about size because we saw a clear size difference, just like we saw, right? He says, now listen to this. Cass Media said your thumbnail automatically showed negative. You didn't like Canelo Alvarez, huh? My thumbnail shows Andre Ward looking at Canelo Alvarez and Canelo Alvarez with all the belts. So how did you get that from that? Jermaine Bean, brother in the super chat, he said, if I was Andre Ward, I would come back and take the Euro tour, Rocky, Kalen, Liam, Josh, Yildirim, Billy, then see how people will react. He don't need to do that. He don't need to do that. He's already established. Why would he come back and do that? For what? What does he get from that? Nothing. He's already well established. He don't need to do that, take that route. Nobody would say Floyd Mayweather will come back right now, or Floyd need to fight. Jose Benavidez Jr. and Floyd Mayweather need to fight. Nobody would say that. They would welcome Floyd Mayweather going right into a fight with Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? Aki Kari, what's going on, great brother? Domingo Manila, my brother in the super chat. He said Curtis sound like Devin's pops, Loma versus Nakatani. Lomachenko I got. Go ahead, Kurt.
Yeah, I got Lomachenko. I think Nakatani's going to put up a good fight, but Lomachenko has too much skill. Even though he lost to Teofimo, Lomachenko's still a dangerous fighter. Nakatani throw long punches, and I think Lomachenko's going to counter him. Nakatani probably have his moments early, but when Loma figures him out, the range, then it's going to be all Lomachenko.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they Southpaw boxing media, they can't help themselves. It's all right. Clayton Wilson, what's going on? Corey Yellowman Jackson, my brother, what's going on? They can't help themselves. So yeah, Kurt. So as far as the size, right? He's not that big. He seemed to be much bigger because that's where he campaigned for his career at 68 and 75. So he comes off as if he's a bigger guy than the rest of these guys. But he's not. He's not bigger than Jamal Charlo. He's not bigger than Jamel Charlo. He's not bigger than Caleb Plant. He's not that much bigger than Billy Joe Saunders. He was actually a smaller 168, 75 pounder. You can see the clear size difference with him and Sergey Kovalev, especially in the first fight, just like you saw with Canelo Alvarez. Sons of Times, TVHQ, what's going on? Am I right when I say that, Kurt?
Yeah, the problem with Canelo fans saying that, they know Ward is skilled. It's the size and skill that will get them. And they wouldn't say nothing about his skills, but they will make an excuse with his size. But they know that he'll be fighting a guy that has good size on him and is highly skilled. See, they don't mind the Billy Joe Sanders and the Andrades because they feel confident of Canelo beating them because they just ain't ready. But see, everything that they don't have, Ward has. All the intangibles you could think of: experience, ring IQ, tough competition, everything. Ward has that. And that will make all the difference in the world. We've seen how tough Andre Ward was, in the first Kovalev fight, because he struggled because he was still rusty. Look how he looked in the rematch. Look how he looked. He looked different.
Mm-hmm.
He looked completely different. And that's a mark of a really, really good fighter. So it will be interesting because if Ward was in his prime, Ward would beat Canelo easy. He probably it's a little past it. It's been a while. Only certain fighters can stay away from the ring for a long time and come back and be effective. We done seen it done. But make the fight. It'll be very interesting.
Mm-hmm. The Ken Dub 718. What's going on? Sports Express Podcast, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. Much love to the Sports Express Podcast. Much love to you. Yeah, Kurt, and that's my thing. He's one of the best fighters in the world. He's only 37. And so people saying he need to stay retired, man. He need this. Why does he come back? He need money. He don't live the lifestyle for money, Kurt. He don't show he don't live the lifestyle that he's in need of money. Made millions of dollars, and he's not the type of person that needs money. That's not what he does. So, and he has a great job on top of it. So my thing is, he was he was Terrence Crawford, 33, top of his game, undefeated, just coming off the two biggest wins of his career. And then the injuries, his shoulder and his knees said, we can't do this. And he had to step away. That's a hard pill to swallow, Kurt. At 33, at the top of your game, you just now, he won the Super 6 tournament. He beat Carl Froch. He beat, some legends in the game. But he just wasn't able to, become the pay-per-view star. He just he missed the boat. And so now you got a guy in Canelo that's in his backyard, that's campaigning his weight class. It's for legacy. Has nothing to do with money. And it's the hunger. I'm sure the hunger didn't go away. He didn't volunteer or, you know what, I'm done in the sport. No, it was the injuries. Sports Express Podcast, brother in the super chat. Will Canelo fight Andre Ward? He runs from elite black fighters. This is why I'm pushing for it. The fact that the door was open, I'm going to open it all the way. The fact that the door was a little bit cracked, Kurt, I'm going to push it all the way because I want to see the best fight the best. Ken Dub 718, brother in the super chat, blew after that Super 6 tournament. Ward stamped himself. Yeah, he did, but still, even after beating Carl Froch, even after beating those guys, he still didn't have that crossover name, that big crossover sport, that big crossover fight. He didn't have that name. Sergey Kovalev, yeah, but Sergey Kovalev wasn't a superstar outside of the sport of boxing, a mega name, and he just wasn't that. Just wasn't that. We knew him, hardcore boxing fans knew who he was. You understand? But Sergey Kovalev wasn't a household name. Am I right, Kurt?
Yeah, Canelo is a name that he would love to have on his ledger. Kovalev, only hardcore boxing fans know who he was. And remember the 168-pound division, 175-pound division never had a lot of stars to begin with.
Right.
So he was in a division, that was obscure, super middleweight. It's always been like that. Remember how Roy used to suffer for not having no opponents at 168? He had to move up to 175.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, Kurt, he didn't get the opportunity to become an undisputed champion.
Right.
He would have, hands down, been the first undisputed super middleweight world champion. He didn't get the opportunity. And then he didn't get the opportunity to become undisputed at light heavyweight. He had two massive fights right there in front of him, and it just, the stars didn't align with Sergey Kovalev and Adonis Stevenson, Kurt.
That's correct. I mean, Mayweather and Ward is going to be the last of the Mohicans when you talk about that special gifted fighter. When you can go undefeated, fighting that tough competition like that, being a gold medalist, that Super 6 tournament, that was not easy. And he, went through it. And he beat some good names, man. And I would love to see the fight, make it happen if he comes back.
And that's what I'm saying, Kurt. I want to push for it. Let's push and make it happen. Let's push and make it happen and see what comes of it. Ken Dub 718, my brother in the super chat. Blue, who would have won if Ward fought Durrell? Andre Ward. This is no slight to Andre Durrell, because I love Andre Durrell. I love Anthony Durrell, but neither one of them could beat Andre Ward. Neither one of them. Nope. What you think, Kurt?
Nah, Ward beat both Durrells.
Mm-hmm.
Ward is just a better fighter than both of them.
Yep. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, Callie. Hope everything worked out, Callie. Go ahead, Kurt.
Now, when you talk about Ward, you can match him up with the James Tonys and the Bernard Hopkins, and Joe Calzaghe's, and he belongs in that class. I have a lot of respect for Andre Ward because, like I said, I love a thinking man's fighter. He was a boxer. Him and Virgil Hunter was they worked really well together. They had a really good chemistry, and so when you mention Ward, you got to mention with the greats. Canelo will have a hard time beating those guys, man.
Mm-hmm.
Very difficult time.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is it's a legacy fight, Kurt. You know what I mean? Like it's not a championship fight, Kurt. It's not a Billy Joe Saunders, and this is no slight to Billy Joe Saunders, but it's not a Canelo Billy Joe Saunders. No, that's not this type of fight. This is a legacy fight. This is two heavy names you putting on the table. This is legacy fight. This is not Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo just collecting belt. No, this is a legacy fight. You're putting two heavy names on the table. In this case, in this instant. No, this need to happen. If they saying, listen, we know if Andre Ward got a phone call, he gonna make it happen. Make it happen then. You beat Caleb Plant. I'm not saying you got to make it happen next, because you already got plans to become undisputed. I'm not saying that. So you beat Caleb Plant in September. If you beat Caleb Plant, you're gonna be the favorite. Joel Campos Munoz, what's going on? You're gonna be the favorite. You beat Caleb Plant in September. You're undisputed. What's your plans? Because if you could go to 75 and fight Arthur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol, and then you could fight Andre Ward. Who you gonna fight? You gonna fight David Benavidez? I mean, that's a super fight, but that's not a bigger fight than fighting Andre Ward. So this is a legacy fight. Tito Perez, brother in the super chat. Andre Ward stops Canelo. Canelo cherry picks his request to yield him a guy who hasn't fought in a year. He should have gave David Benavidez that fight. Absolutely. If Canelo Alvarez would have called for the WBC to say, listen, I want to fight David Benavidez for the vacant WBC title because it's a much bigger fight than Avni Yildirim, they would have found a way to maneuver around it. What you think, Kurt?
Oh, yeah. I just don't like, Canelo fighting the Yildrims and Rocky Fieldings, man. I mean, he getting all the accolades. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Some people probably think we're tough on Canelo, but people were tough on Mayweather, Like I said, heavy is the head that wears the crown, He get criticized, so it's only right that we criticize Canelo. When he wins, we give him credit, But I know he can beat these guys. I already know, because those guys don't have what it takes. They don't have the intangibles. They're not battle tested. They lack experience, and Canelo knows this, So I mean, when I could predict a fighter quitting on the stool and the ring's true, I mean, it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard at all. But Plant, and I know we say, oh, he's big, he can box, but we really don't know how good those guys are. We know how good Ward is. He's proven. Andrade and those guys don't look like world beaters.
Mm-hmm. Shaft, my brother Shaft in the super chat. Big Ward fan, but nobody knows what he has left. Ward is undefeated, but so is Father Time. The memory of Ward is better than Ward of today. Bro, do you know he's 37, man? He's 37. Now, maybe injuries play a part, but let's stop acting like he's 40-something years old. He's 37. That's the same age Floyd Mayweather was when he beat Canelo Alvarez. 37. Bernard Hopkins went what was he, 47? Bernard Hopkins, he was like 47, right?
Yeah, look what George Foreman did. You know, it depends on the individual. Leonard came back from a 3.5 year layoff and beat Marvin Hagler, and Floyd Mayweather came back 2 years and beat Marquez. So we don't. I mean, be fair, we don't know what he has left, but I will bet that he has a lot left.
Mm-hmm. World Fight fans, brother in the super chat, dropping that dub on us in the super chat. Blue and Kurt, salute to you, great brother. Salute to you, great brother. The Don, what's going on? Yeah, Kurt, you know, so smash the like button, people. Get the likes to 2K. Get the likes up to 2K. Right. He retired, Shaft, and said he had shoulder surgery and knee surgery, right? But he's been out now. So he took time off. So, I mean, why are we already saying, Susu, you about 2 seconds away from me blocking you. I'm trying to give you the opportunity, man. I'm trying. So you keep going, then I'm just going to block you, bro. I don't want to do it. Everybody can have their own opinion and say what they want. Don't matter. All right, get Susu out of here. Susu, goodbye. Get him out of here. RGJ3 Boxing, my brother in the super chat, dropping that. Dub on us in the super chat. Ward, he retired with an undefeated record, 32-0, 16 KOs. The SOG, he unified the WBA, Undisputed IBF, and WBO light heavyweight titles and pound for pound in his last 2 years of his career. Ward beats Canelo. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Robert Woods. I got to. I'm trying, man. I try to give everybody, Kurt, man, I try to give them, they just can't help themselves, man. Can't help themselves. Lupe Gomez, my brother in the super chat, should Ward have a fight before Canelo? If he don't believe he needs it, I wouldn't say he does. Andre Ward is very, very smart, like Floyd Mayweather. He's very, very articulate. He understands his body. He knows he would need to knock off the ring rust, him and Virgil. They would know what he would need first. What you think, Kurt?
I mean, Ward, it would be smart to take a fight before the Canelo fight, but I trust Ward. Ward, if he feel like you said, if he knows his body, if he feels he doesn't need to warm up, and he can beat Canelo just by coming out of retirement, then go for it. Leonard didn't need a warm up fight when he came out and beat a retirement and beat Hagler. So sometimes a rest could do a fighter good. It all depends on the individual. There's been fighters who had long layoffs and was very successful because they said they was successful because their body needed the rest. Whether it's Ward, we don't know until it happens. It's 50-50. He could come back and have nothing. I mean, he's 37. He's not 40 or 42. He's 37. And he doesn't have a lot of punishment on his body. He never took a lot of punishment. So you got to factor that in as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Boy, they can't help it, man. Smash the like button, people. Get the likes to 2K. Get the likes up to 2K. Smash the like button, people. But Kurt, if you was training Andre Ward and you had say so, what would your direction be?
I will say, because I'm thinking, I'm looking at the styles, and knowing Canelo like I do, Andre Ward's style resonates against Canelo Alvarez because of the lack of foot speed that Canelo has and the experience and the foot speed that Ward has. I think he will do very well. And he you know, his ring IQ is like really high.
Mm.
And he, like I said, he has all the intangibles. You're not talking about a guy who's just an okay fighter. You talk about a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Hmm. My brother Boston Logic's United in the super chat. Canelo will be hesitant to pressure Ward like his previous Euro opponents. He knows Ward is a real risk in a real fight. No warm up needed for Ward. Yeah. Tito Perez, brother, back in the super chat. He said Andre Ward has a high boxing IQ, just like Mayweather. He beats Canelo any day. Real Mexican boxing fans don't even like Canelo. Yeah, man, boy, oh boy.
We don't want to sound like we bashing Canelo. I'm giving him props because I say he will beat everybody of his potential opponents. I said he will beat them all. But with the news with Ward, Ward is just a top-notch level fighter. He's an all-time great, and the style that he brings, those guys like Mayweather and Ward and like guys, Terrence Crawford, he was bigger. They would give Canelo fits because now all three of them guys, they have experience.
Mm-hmm.
And they have everything you need to beat him. We done seen him lose every round against Floyd because it's a certain style that he can't deal with. It's hard to beat a fighter who can throw a combination, then quickly transition to defense, slip punches, or get out the way. That's his weakness. The way Floyd beat him was Floyd was mixing up his attack, moving left, right, backwards, confusing them, fighting them toe to toe, and then he'll move. He was breaking rhythm. That's what Floyd does better than anybody. And Ward can do the same thing because that's what boxers do.
Mm-hmm. Luis Alvarado, brother in the super chat. He said Ward has a very high ring IQ, so it will make up for the rust. Great inside game and well-rounded overall, but will Canelo really get the credit? I'm giving Canelo, if he fights and beats Andre Ward, I'm giving him 1,000% credit. Absolutely. What about you, Kurt?
Yeah, you have to because he beat a great fighter. Even though Ward came back, that's on him. You have to give him credit. You have
Yeah,
to give him credit.
I'm giving him full credit. Jack T, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. Canelo finally just started fighting dudes in his own era who prime in his 50 plus fights, and now he back to fighting rusty retirees. He said, first franchise now this. Wish he would just retire. No, I like Canelo Alvarez, man. He's good for the sport of boxing. A good fighter. And Andre Ward is not just your regular old get off the couch guy. That's what gets overlooked. General Africa, my brother in the super chat, they can't keep up with you, Blue. They too slow. They dancing on them strings right now. Remember when they hate Ward? Yep. 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 Yep.
I remember Ward wanted to fight with Golovkin. Golovkin didn't want no part of Andre Ward whatsoever. He said he'll beat everybody from 154 to 168. And Ward
Mm-hmm.
called him out and he didn't want no parts of it.
Yep. Boston Logic United, brother in the super chat. He said Canelo won't take this fight. What you think, Kurt? You think he'll make the phone call after Caleb Plant?
I don't know, man. It's hard to say. It's very difficult to say. I don't know if he'll make that fight. I would love for him to make it. I don't know. I really don't know. That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Fighters know. fighters know that they conscious will tell them, man, this guy will be a problem. This guy's gonna be a problem, so they got to think about it. Why fight a guy you don't know you can beat?
Mm-hmm. Christian Gutierrez, brother in the super chat. Much love to you, great brother. He said, has Andre Ward fought a fighter like Canelo Alvarez? And if so, who? A guy that had power, fast hands, big, Carl Froch. He fought Carl Froch. That's who I would. And he fought Arthur Abraham. Now, he's not as skilled as Canelo, but similarities. Who you say, Kurt?
Well, man, Ward fought a lot of good fighters, man. I mean, it don't have to be similar to Canelo, but in skill level, Ward is battle tested. He went through the Super Six tournament and he fought Kovalev twice. So when you talk about Ward, he's
And Chad
proven.
Dawson.
And Chad Dawson, he's proven. He's proven. We know what Andre Ward brings to the table, and we're not, dismissing Canelo. Very good fighter, but I'm just looking at the styles, and then you got to look at the size. Ward will be a bigger fighter and a more technical and a better boxer. And then, like I said, I'm big on footwork, and I think footwork will be, the big difference.
Mm-hmm. Lupe Gomez, brother in the super chat, once again dropping a half a dub on us in the super chat. Is Canelo a different fighter for Ward? Ward has fought big punches, but not the speed and power, just the total package. Do you think it will be a new look for Andre Ward? No. What you think, Kurt?
No, when you break down that Sanders fight, I want you to everybody go back and look at it. Sanders had success, but his ring IQ is shockingly low. He kept falling in. That's why Canelo went to the uppercut. And he didn't fight smart at all. And Sanders' boxing ability is okay, but he's nowhere near Andre Ward. Andre Ward is not going to make those mistakes. But certain rounds, you can see the tenor of the fight change. But to Canelo's credit, he changed it back because Sanders didn't capitalize on that momentum because he fought a dumb fight. He would go against the ropes. He would fall in, like I said, and he would give Canelo chances. But when he moved, he was giving Canelo problems.
Mm-hmm.
And that was because of footwork. A fighter like Ward will not make those mistakes. He will not make them.
Mm-hmm. General Africa, brother in the super chat. What does fighter X from fighting fighter Y in something a female would ask? They don't even know how bad they sound. Yeah. My brother Jay Brown in the building in the super chat, dropping that half a hundo on us in the super chat. Salute, Blue. Canelo will definitely duck Ward. That fight will never happen. That's unfortunate that the fans feel that way. That's unfortunate, Kurt.
Yeah, he might say something like, Ward don't bring nothing to the table. His time has passed. He might say something like that. There's other fights that's bigger than that. And yeah, Ward is a problem. It's tough fighting Andre Ward, man.
Mm-hmm. Jerry Alexander, brother in super chat. What's funny is that people that's trying to force Jamel to move up to fight Benavidez are the same ones that don't want Canelo to fight Ward. That's a fact. That's a fossil fact. The Cali Enigma, my brother, back in the super chat. He said, tell Triple G he can be Ward's tune-up. If Dre wants a tune-up, Canelo's fans stop protecting a man who doesn't know you exist. Kurt Dre will frustrate Saul Canelo Alvarez. The
Canelo needs you to cooperate for him to be effective because he has to plant his feet and punch. And when you look at like fighters, when he beat Sanders, he gonna beat guys who doesn't have the experience or the know-how. He gonna beat guys who stand in front of him. He gonna beat those guys all day long. But guys that can move and move well, he will have problems with and keep it up. Yeah. Sanders just wasn't good enough. You could see he won some rounds, but you could tell the roof's going to cave in on him. I could see that, now, and the fight went exactly the way I thought it would go. I thought Sanders would have, success and win some rounds, but in the end, Canelo would beat him and Sanders would quit on his stool.
Smash the like button, people. Get the likes over 2K. Get the likes up, Kurt. Get the likes up, my peopleizations. Get the likes up. Smash the like button. Yeah, Kurt. And that's my thing, Kurt. I'm just saying that we want to see the best fight the best. If it's a possibility, you should, as a fan of the sport of boxing, you should be calling for it. You should want to see the best fight the best, not just be happy that, they said he's pound for pound. Well, don't you want to see him fight the best? If he gets past Caleb Plant, don't you want to see him move forward and fight the best? You're saying you're a fan of the sport of boxing. You're not. You're not. So, yeah, Kurt, man. But it's fight week also, Kurt. Devin Haney, Jorge Linares, Kurt.
Yes, sir. We got O'Bali and Donaire too, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And Kurt, what'd you make of that pound for pound list? Everybody has Inouye over Errol Spence.
That is crazy, man. Inouye struggled against Donaire. He was getting hit. He Errol Spence is a lot better fighter than Inouye, man. Anybody could see that. He's like really high on pound for pound list, and nothing against Inouye, man. And I like Inouye, but I was watching him when he's fighting in Japan, and he's very exciting. But he gets hit a lot. He's not. Earl is a more well-rounded fighter, a more balanced fighter than Inouye. Inouye is a guy who relies on his power. If he fights a pure boxer, and he lucky he caught Donaire when he caught him. If this was 3 years ago when they fought, or even 2 years ago, it might have been a different story. But Earl should be over Inouye, man. And like I said, I still like Crawford 1, and you could put Spence 2, Canelo 3, or you could put Canelo 2, Spence 3, and you could put Jamel up there. Inouye falls in like 5 or 6.
And then another thing, Kurt, that gets me is they consistently put Tyson Fury on there, a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Which goes to show they don't even know the history of the pound for pound, Kurt. Just explain to the people the history of why pound for pound was even created.
Yeah, pound for pound list was created for Sugar Ray Robinson. It didn't go on resume, even though he had a great resume. It was purely skill set. And when Sugar Ray Robinson used to fight, all the journalists used to be like, he's pound for pound the best fighter in the world. And that's how the list came about with Sugar Ray Robinson. Now, when Benny Leonard fought, there was some rumblings about the pound for pound list, but Sugar Ray Robinson, when he fought, cleared the way. That's when the list was prevalent, and that's when it was all over the place because of his skill set. pound for pound the best fighter in the world because of Sugar Ray Robinson. No heavyweight was on there.
Right. And you never put heavyweights on the pound for pound list. I don't know where this comes from. Now heavyweights are on the pound for pound list. And some of the people on the list, I'm Alexander Usyk is over Errol Spence.
Yeah, that's a head scratcher right there. It's just a disrespect for Errol Spence. You know, unified champion, man. I mean, Hanoi and Usyk. Usyk hasn't done nothing. He has looked like garbage when he fought Witherspoon and Chisora. He hasn't looked the same.
That's amazing. Amazing that you can have these guys over Errol Spence. Canelo, okay. Terrence Crawford, okay. Anui, come on. Come on. That's like, come on. I can't understand that. And for everybody to have him on that list, just says that they clearly just wanted him on this list. Like this is an ESPN list. Anui is over Errol Spence. He hasn't had the big fights Errol Spence has had. He hasn't been a pay-per-view star. It's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close. How do you but Kurt, everybody, I'm going down the list of all the people that they were basing it off of, and everybody had Anui over Errol Spence. Amazing. Amazing. That is amazing. Luis Alvarado, my brother in the super chat, he said Errol Spence is a beast. He is. He is. All of them have Anui over Errol Spence. That is amazing to me. I'm like, really? Kurt, I was like, man, it just the credibility of ESPN, it just drops and drops and drops and drops. They shouldn't even discuss boxing. They shouldn't even discuss boxing.
When are you fighting? In June or July?
Or Nui, yeah, June, right? I think so. Hey, Kurt, who does Nui beat that's better than Mikey Garcia?
Nui hasn't fought. Well, he's fought good fighters, Rodriguez, Donaire. But like I said, that Donaire performance wasn't impressive. He was lucky he got through it. I mean, he got hit clean. His defense is poor. I see that now. And as soon as he fights a boxer, he will lose.
And I like him. I like him. I think he's definitely a good fighter. I think he's exciting, but he's not better than Errol Spence. There's no way you can make a case that he's better than Errol Spence. No way. Emmanuel H., my brother in the super chat, he says, salute, Kurt. Why is Bud considered number one above the other top two? Can you break down why Bud is considered number one with a questionable resume? It's because of the skill set. Like Kurt said, Emmanuel, it's the skill set. Like they based Sugar Ray Robinson skills based off his skill set. But go ahead, Kurt.
Like Blue said, it's skill set. I believe he's the most versatile fighter in the sport of boxing. If you say I think of guys like Felix Diaz and Ray Beltran and Ricky Burns, and they're not stars. They're good, hard-nosed, quintessential meat and potato good fighters. But because we think so much of Terrence Crawford, he needs a Earl Spence or Sean Porter to put the stamp of approval, on what kind of fighter he is. And he hasn't, unfortunately, the way he moves outside the ring, he's not fighting guys like that. But, Terrence Crawford can beat anybody. The only person that I feel that can beat Crawford is Spence, but Crawford can beat Spence as well. Is them two, but that's why they top three or top two. But his skill set is better than anybody else's. If he was a heavyweight, he would be the best heavyweight. If he was a super middleweight, he'd be the best super middleweight because of his skill set. I mean, he was a lightweight that's knocking out welterweights. We got 6, 7 knockouts in a row.
6.
As a a 3-division champion, undefeated. 37-0. I mean, he can fight any kind of way. Like Freddie Roach said when when he mentioned Crawford fighting Manny Pacquiao, he said what Mayweather can do, Crawford can do. It's a very dangerous fight for Manny. That's respect. And I go by what I see. I don't have a stock in these guys, but his versatility is the best in boxing. He can switch orthodox or southpaw. He can box like he did against Postol when Postol was considered the boogeyman. I got him and Earl right up there, man. And Canelo, those three stand out. And you got to put Jermell Charlo up there as well.
Mm-hmm. Jack T, brother in the super chat. I knew he got his face broke in his first and only step up fight. Yeah, against Donaire. And Donaire was far past his prime. Jason Bourne, brother, back in the super chat. Brother Blue, yo, here's an idea. All top boxing podcasts like yours need to do your own pound for pound list. Oh, we're gonna do it. I'm just very, very picky, man. I want it to be done right.
Oh my gosh, Trey Young. Oh.
Yeah, he's going to work. That dude he's special, Kurt. Yeah, we're gonna have it done, great brother. PCJ, brother in the super chat. Much love to you, great brother. Much love.
Who's that always want a pound for pound list? Now, is he talking today or overall, like ever?
Overall, he wants us to make it, with multiple, current and past. A main H brother back in the super chat. He said, "Isn't Boots and his skill set the same as Bud's?" Yeah, but he hasn't accomplished the things that Bud accomplished with the skill set. My brother DB in the building. Go subscribe to my brother DB. DB, drop that link, great brother. He hasn't accomplished what Terrence Crawford accomplished. Terrence Crawford accomplished 3-division world champion with that skill set. Boots is just coming on the scene. What you think, Kurt?
Yeah, because let me tell you, once Boots, and I know where you're getting at. I love Boots in this, man. I said, man, this guy, once he get experience, Spence and Crawford may be the lesser fighter when they step in the ring with Ennis if they fight him, because his perpetual rhythmic motion that I talk about and his footwork, when he just boxes, like look at the first round against Lipinets, it comes so easy with him popping the jab and moving. I'm like, man, this dude, it's just natural to him. But like Blue said, Bud is proven. Bud won his title on the road. That's why I like Crawford and Spence. They both won their titles abroad, away from America, in hostile environments. And that's not easy to do. That's not a hostile crowd. That's not easy to do. So they had that in common. Boots, let's see what happens, because we think of him as a can't miss prospect. And I done seen can't miss prospects miss. But let's see what happens with Boots once he gets experience, once he start fighting the top-notch competition. Now, that fight with Sergey Lipinets, it scared a lot of people. It scared Virgil Ortiz, because before the Lipinets fights, they was like, I was on ES channel and they was in the Garcia gym and people like Boots versus Virgil, and Virgil fans is like, Peter was like, Virgil will dominate Boots. After they saw that Lipinets fight, Robert Garcia said, 4 years.
4 years.
4 years. It's scared because nobody never beat Lipinets like that. Mm-hmm. And Lamont Peterson, he retired him. Mikey Garcia, he was giving Mikey Garcia problems. He was hitting Mikey Garcia. Lipinus is tough. He's tough. So I kind of knew he was going to take Lipinus out, but he was dominant, and it was just his natural skill set. It comes natural to boot. He has more natural ability than Crawford and Spence in my book. Now, it's other things that go with that because now he has to prove it.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Mechanical Brother in Super Chat. Bud is the best. Bud the best boxer to play double Dutch versus top welterweights. Unreal. Salute my brother, Mr. Mechanical. Go ahead, Kurt.
That's people's gonna have opinions about Bud because they keep thinking resume, and you have to separate resume and skill set. If you think Bud can't fight, then you guys don't know boxing. Bud is a dog. Bud can fight. And only one man can beat them. They can only beat each other. That's why I want to see it. And two people in the same division. I don't think any other welterweight boots, not right now. Another year from now may be different. But right now, I want to see Crawford and Spence.
Mm-hmm. Jermaine Beam, my brother in the Super Chat. Gary Antoine Russell fighting on PBC undercard 13-0, 13 knockouts. Yeah, yes, sir. Yep. Anui fights June 19th, Kurt.
Okay, June 19th.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Kurt, man. I can't wait, man. I can't wait for this Devin Haney fight.
Yeah, I want to see how he look, man. And like in boxing, it's hard to beat guys who fight in a different style, who consider their style sweet science, meaning a pure boxer. It's hard to beat guys like that because if you have power, but your feet are slow and your ring IQ is not that high, boy, you're gonna struggle night in and night out.
Mm-hmm. I like Gary Antoine Russell. What's your thoughts on Gary Antoine Russell, Kurt?
Yeah, he tweaked a couple of things. The more he fights, the better he gets. So I like Russell too. I think he's pretty good. I think he's going to be something.
Mm-hmm.
And when is that Colbert? And I'm sorry, Blue. Go ahead.
That's July 3rd, Kurt.
July 3rd. Okay.
Gamboa and Colbert.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. July 3rd.
Man, I can't even keep up with these fights, which is a good thing because they just next thing I know next week is so and so. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So.
Emmanuel H, brother in the Super Chat, he said, we believe he can fight, but he ain't fighting the best to prove that, though. He's fighting B and C class fighters and putting on a show.
I just explained it. You don't think Terence Crawford is proven? You think because he hasn't fought an A+ fighter that you're going to blow through Terence Crawford? You think if he fought Porter or Spence that they're going to blow through him? That's not going to happen. Terence, we don't know if we could beat them, but it's going to be hell to pay. Whoever Terence Crawford gets in the ring with, it's not going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Canelo's not going to be easy. Spence is not going to be easy. That's why they won 2 and 3.
There go the great brother looking for that list, Sir Dante Fox in the Super Chat. He said, did I hear something about a list?
Now, he won it overall, like history?
He won both, Kurt.
Oh, both, right? You told me. Both.
Yep.
Boy, Nick's in trouble.
Yeah, the Knicks is. Yeah, this ain't gonna play out well for them. They need another scorer, Kurt.
Yeah.
Because they doubling Julius Randle and nobody else could do nothing. Jack T, brother, back in the Super Chat. He said, do Bud have a good inside game? Has he used it? Oh, he has a great inside game. Great inside game. What you think, Kurt?
Bud can fight at different levels, inside, mid-range, long range. He been in brawls. He been in fights where he had to box. You know, I've been watching Bud ever since he had dreads when he was young, and I've seen him fight different ways, fight different opponent different ways. That's a mark of a very good fighter.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So what else we got? We got Devin Haney this week, but who's on his undercard? Do we know?
I don't know who's on the undercard. They have a bunch of fights, but Obali, because that fight, I don't know what time that fight is. Where's that fight at?
It's in Vegas. I'm supposed to head out tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, Trey Young. Shoot from the locker room. Yeah, another 3. But anyway,
Yeah,
oh, you heading out tomorrow, Blue?
yeah, I'm heading out tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, and ironically, right? He wants to come to the Knicks.
Unbelievable.
Boss Red 357, brother in the super chat. I understand what Kurt is saying, but we just don't know about Bud until he is tested. Triple G looked like a monster until he fought Jacobs and Canelo.
Can't compare. Crawford is miles ahead of Triple G. How many times you seen Crawford fight? You can't wait till he lose against Spence, then say he's nothing because, like I said, Spence could beat him, but Crawford is proven. How many times you seen him fight? Certain fighters are proven. Canelo, of course. Spence, of course. Crawford, yeah. Jamel Charlo, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are proven. I've seen enough of them that I know what they bring to the table. I don't know what Nui bring to the table. I don't know how good Usyk is as a heavyweight. Not that good to me.
Yeah, I think Nui, they just put him far too high for me. Nui is far too high on the list for me, Kurt.
Yeah. What ESPN got him?
3.
That's too high.
They got
Way too high.
Canelo 1, Crawford 2. He's at 3. 4, they got Tyson Fury. And then they got Canelo Errol, I think, at 5.
Where's Jamel?
He's not on the list. I ain't even see him on there.
Wow. Boy, certain fighters get the shaft, don't they?
Sure do.
Boy. A unified champion? That's not on the top 10 list?
And going into an undisputed match.
He gonna knock Castano out.
Mm-hmm.
I see an uppercut.
Sure is. Sure is.
Castano square his shoulders up and close, and that's deadly for a guy like a pinpoint assassin like Charlo, man. He too polished for that.
Oh yeah, they got Josh Taylor and Teofimo Lopez too. Over I gotta relook at it, but I know something was one of them had Errol Spence at like 8.
Wow.
I'm like, really? At 8? That's amazing. That is amazing. At 8? That's amazing. Like, they don't even try to hide it.
Spence should be 3. Nui should be 8.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're lucky I put him on the top thing because I could put Tank and Jamel and other people on there, to be honest with you.
Right. It's amazing, man. So Dante Fox, brother, back in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. He said top 5 for 5 hardest punchers and their hardest punch, fastest hands, best footwork, and the meanest, toughest fighters.
Well, the meanest fight I ever seen was Marvin Hagler. But we'll make our list though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got somebody doing it for me, Kurt. It's just that I want it to be, I want it to be professional. I don't want it to be, I want it to be just like you click on ESPN or BoxRec, or you click on, World Boxing, all these other websites. I want it to be just like that. I don't
Yeah,
want it. Yeah, I don't want it, Kurt, to be just with I want it to be different. I want to have. Well, we'll talk about it, Kurt.
yeah, because I'm gonna make my list. I pretty much know, but he said fastest, hardest punchers, toughest.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that in my head already. So
Mm-hmm.
and the best fighters.
Yeah.
I already got my top 10 of all time. So
Yeah. So I want it to be, I want it to be, excellent.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, anything else, Kurt, before we get out of here?
Nah, that's about it. I'm just anticipating the fights. You know, sometimes I'll tell the chat what the fight to watch, like a hidden gem, and the fight you guys should go watch is Iran Barkley versus Michael Olajide. I was at that fight, Big Apple Bad Blood. I was watching that fight today, Blue. It was a dandy. It was a real grudge match. They hated each other. Barkley'd be like, he ain't from New York. He from Canada. But he lived in New York, Michael Olajide. That was a great fight. Go watch that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Great fight.
Boss Red 357 back in the super chat. They have Loma at 9 after a loss. Oh yeah, they got Estrada, Kurt. Estrada in there. He said Estrada at 10 with 3 losses and no Charlo and no Tank. That's wild.
That goes to show you everything you needed to know. I don't gotta say nothing. I like Estrada, but he has 3 losses, man. You think Tank? You think Crawford Spence will be in there with 3 losses?
But over Jamel Charlo and over Tank.
Tank coming off knockout victories, and he knocked out a 4 division champ, and impressively. And I don't know, Jamel Charlo unified. I don't know. I know, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's like, see, and that's what I'm saying. So boxing fans that go there, you don't know. You think, well, this is the worldwide leader in sports, so they must know. And they putting out these lists, and people taking it, as
Mm-hmm.
gold, and they don't even know, man. They have no clue.
That's why it's important to know all these fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Because casual fans, they'd be like, oh, this is Nui. He must be really good. Which he is. He's very exciting, but he ain't no number 3.
Shin David said Tank should not, salute to Shin David in the super chat. Tank should not be on the pound for pound list. You tripping. And Estrada should be? Come on. Unbelievable. Nui should be, and Estrada should be, and Oleksandr Usyk should be.
He looked like garbage against Chisora.
Unbelievable. Oleksandr Usyk, Estrada, they should be on there. Come on, man. Unbelievable, Kurt. Can't make it up. But yeah, Kurt, let's get on out of here.
Yes, sir, Blue, man. Great conversation, great show. Thank you for the super chats, the chat, aka the family. We got some fights. Man, this week is flying. It's already Thursday tomorrow. I can't wait.
Yep.
See Devin Haney, see what he looked like against an experienced Linares. Should be a very entertaining fight. Everybody will be back tomorrow with some more boxing talk. And my name is Curtis Anderson, aka Kurt Sugar. We will see you tomorrow.
And Kurt, I just thought about it. Estrada lost his last fight to Chocolatito.
Yeah, he was a life and death, man. Yeah, he got 3 losses.
Amazing. He lost that fight to Chocolatito, that last fight.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Amazing. But yeah, let's get out of here. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow us on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all we got for y'all. Peace.
Peace.